just calling to say I calling to say I
What is up, fight fans? Welcome. Bienvenido aquí, right here. MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 324. I am Jim Greaseover. Call me Grease, and I got so excited there, I hit my own camera. How about that? As we get you ready for, man, a huge fight tonight in the lightweight division. Justin Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. We know the ramifications. We know Justin Gaethje was ready to retire had he not gotten this fight, and we'll get into that because obviously it's a huge fight tonight between these two warriors. And Paddy the Baddy's a guy, I have a lot of opinions on him, and I think not many of them are good. So he's barely getting by, barely beating journeyman fighters, and they knew they had to get him to this point. You know what I mean? Let's get him to the point where, you know, we get him the big fights, we get him everything that that we want out of him before he gets beat. That's what happened with Sage Northcutt. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. Bryce Mitchell was another one where you ride the hype train as long as you can until it's over. But that's the big one tonight, obviously, Justin Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And, of course, the co-main event because of the neck injury suffered by Kayla Harrison. So no Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison tonight, which is very big disappointment, man. We wanted this fight, did we not? I was really looking forward to this fight. Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes, the Lioness, making her return, the greatest female fighter of all time. But that one has to be rescheduled because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. My name's Jim Greaseover. Call me Grease. We are live for every UFC pay-per-view and, of course, the big boxing events as well here on MMA Weekly. Millions of viewers and people watching and listening, tuning in, and, of course, all over the world streaming on our YouTube, MMA Weekly. So give us a subscribe, a follow, smash that like, and then, of course, you know what it is. Hit us on social media as well at MMA Weekly, at JimGrease_GRIES. You see it right there. Every once in a while, I got to give you a little bit of a, let me just lower that a little bit. See right there, black background so you can see. At JimGrease_. Give you a little bit of a background. Right now, by the way, we got the opening bout of the main card and the main event on the prelims. Bored me to tears. They're already an hour behind. They've lost fights. There have been all kinds. It's been a calamity on the new era of the UFC here tonight. Losing fights right before the event. Alexander Hernandez, Michael Johnson off the card. But I don't think anybody's going to care when O'Malley and Song Yadong start throwing down, and when Paddy the Baddy eats the canvas tonight, courtesy of Justin Gaethje. We're in round 2, by the way, of the opening fight of the night, which is a pretty good one at 145 at Feather, with Arnold Allen taking on John Silva. And John Silva, one of the more notorious fighters in that division. As we continue here live on MMA Weekly, smash the subscribe, the like. We are the best watch-along party in the business. Gotta love it. Yes, we are watching it right now. Under a minute left in round number 2. Silva coming off the knockout loss, of course, to Diego Lopez at Noche UFC last September. That was his first loss to the UFC. First loss in more than 7 years for Silva. And, of course, Arnold Allen hasn't fought since last year either. He's had a shoulder injury. And these two guys are going at it right now in the octagon. And it's exciting as we continue with round number 2. The next fight on the get Rose Namajunas, the Thug, back in the octagon. Love when Thug Rose fights. She is one of my favorites. And it's good to see her back in action on this card. And, you know, in that division as well at 115 with Mackenzie Dern as champion. But you look at the 135 division, we got a big heavyweight from this card too. Waldo Cortez Acosta, shout out Waldo. That's my guy, man. Waldo, I called his first fights in the sport back in the days when Waldo Cortez Acosta got kicked out of minor league baseball. I believe it was in the Dominican Republic. I'm trying to remember where it was, where he was playing. Waldo Cortez Acosta, but was a middle infielder playing baseball. Yeah, in the Dominican Republic, and he got kicked out of the league because he kept fighting too much on the baseball field, right? So they say, hey, why don't you try boxing, which led to MMA, and there you are with Waldo Cortez Acosta taking on the Black Beast, Derek Lewis at heavyweight. Justin Gaethje, I've known him since he was a teenager. Waldo Cortez did his first fight. This sport is absolutely amazing. And by the way, if you missed it, Umar Nurmagomedov by unanimous decision over Davison Figueiredo with the 2-time former flyweight champion running away throughout the fight. You know that song, Gas Pedal. For Figueiredo, it was back pedal. Throw a little jab, back pedal. Little weak kick, back pedal. No right hand, back pedal. That was Figueiredo all night, man. He was on his figure running away, though, is what he was doing. Where did the feed go? There it is. All right, well, you know what I'm saying, though. We got Silva and Namajunas. We got Cortez Acosta and Lewis. Someone going to sleep in that fight. We got the Sugar, Sean O'Malley, trying to get back to the top of the pile at 135 as round 3 starts between Allen and John Silva. The opener on this main card here, BT Dubs. This fight here, I can't believe I just said that. You could slap me if you were around, but it was a pretty, you know what I mean? When you're looking at the odds on this fight card, where'd they go on me here? Where are they? A lot of people picking Gaethje, by the way. Tons of people picking Justin Gaethje in this fight tonight over Paddy the Baddy. And a lot of that's because of the recent records of the opponents of Paddy Pimblett, which we'll get to here during this show tonight. But plus 125 for Silva by KO or submission is still in play. Silva on the money line was minus 260. And, you know, right now, as they continue looking at the live scoring, we'll get you some of that in a minute. But we got Silva and Namajunas next, Cortez Acosta, Derek Lewis, Sean O'Malley, and Song Yadong, of course, had the controversial win over Henry Cejudo, Justin Gaethje, and Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. You know what I'm saying? So this is pretty exciting. Very, very, very exciting. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Here we go. See if we can get that live scoring here for you on this fight, which is interesting because ESPN doesn't have it anymore, obviously. So the live scoring that would always happen on the ESPN app was gone. Oh, my Lord. Silva just got out of the way of some very, very sweet chin music, although it would not have been sweet for him had Arnold Allen connected on that bad boy right up the middle. Arnold Allen aggressively trying to take the back of John Silva as they fight in round number 3. Everybody scoring this fight seems to have it one round apiece heading into the third, right? Silva's been landing some kicks, some right hands here and there, but, you know, Allen's been pushing the pace and fighting his fight as well. Nice matchup here. Always love these athletes at 145, man. This is a really good fight between Allen and Silva. Guys that hadn't fought in a while before tonight. You know, we had 10-9 Silva in round number 1. Arnold Allen's been really active here in round 3. Under 3 minutes left in this third and final round. Arnold chest to chest with Silva trying to toss him. Couldn't do it. Silva with a big flurry at the end of round number 1. Otherwise, it'd probably be 2-zip Allen right now. You know what I'm saying? 2018. Arnold Allen, of course, a guy who for a while you thought he might be a big-time title contender, had the 2 losses in a row, but you remember when he beat Youssef and Hooker and Cater back-to-back, but lost to Max Holloway by unanimous decision, lost to Movsar Evloev by decision, and then he beat Giga Chikadze last time out to get back on the horse. But again, he's been out for a while with the injuries. His last fight was UFC 304, July 27th of 2024. So it's been a hot minute since Arnold Allen's been in there. And John Silva, we already told you about his last fight. Oh, Silva takes the back of Allen and throws him down. He lost to Diego Lopez, and it was his first UFC loss. Hadn't lost a fight in 7 years. Had beaten guys like Jourdain and Drew Dober, and now he slams Arnold Allen. Took his back and slammed him on his head. Greeted him with a front kick as he got up. But Dober and Bagdasarian and Bryce Mitchell he beat. He submitted Bryce Mitchell by ninja choke famously, but then lost to Diego Lopez. And that Diego Lopez fight for him was September of last year. I'll be gone till September. I'll be gone till November. I know it's November. 111 left in round number 3. Opening bout of the main card. Allen and Silva, number 6 and number 10 in the bantamweight, in the featherweight division. And the featherweight division is pretty good right now. This just in. And by the way, significant strikes, 15-8. Silva in this round, he has outstruck Allen in every round significantly. 22-21, 31-18, and 15-8. Could be a 3-round sweep for Silva. Neither guy can feel comfortable that they're going to win it on the judges' cards right now, but trying to move up in the rankings. Allen from 6, Silva from 10, as they chase Aljamain Sterling and Lerone Murphy and Yair Rodriguez, Diego Lopez, Evloev, and of course the champ, Alexander Volkanovski. And I love Volk's social media on his farm in Australia. Hey, always cooking outdoors. Love the Volk. 25 seconds in the round. Arnold and Silva trading blows. Silva with a jumping knee. Oh, and a big head kick and a followed by a right hand. Oh, John Silva landing heavy here late in the fight. Oh, and he just throws him down chest to chest. I think Arnold Allen might be in big trouble here. Oh, Silva just stepped on his back as he was down on his knees on all fours. Silva stepped on his back and hurtled himself in the air and then runs away at the gun. Allen not happy about what just happened there, but they're hugging it out. What a great fight, man. Back and forth throughout the night. And this was a really, really good fight all the way across the board, man. What a way to start the main card after the snoozer. Umar Nurmagomedov, man, he's boring. Islam Makhachev, boring. Khamzat Chimaev, boring. They're boring. They're the best fighters in the world. They're boring. But 35 is a pretty stacked and jacked division right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, while we got a second, just want to remind you, you are watching UFC 324 live on MMA Weekly. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. I'm rocking my Miami Hurricanes jersey. Shout out to my boys playing for the Natty this year. Didn't quite work out our way, but hey, University of Miami, class of 96 right here. Almost like didn't want to say what year it was for a second there, but I do believe Silva won this fight by a razor-thin decision. Really high-level mixed martial arts from these two gents in there, and they're, like I said, trying to move up in the rankings. UFC 324, and of course, we got back-to-back pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be here next week as well. February 1st, you know what it is. It's really January 31st, but it's in Australia, mate, so it'll be, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be Volkanovski versus Lopez, too. That is going to be awesome, man. I love Diego Lopez. It's going to be a war. Hooker's the co-main. He's always, he's down. He's down to throw down. Tafa's on the card. Tai Tuivasa's on the card. Ooh, wait. We'll be back next Saturday with that one on MMA Weekly. They go to the judges' scorecards. Silva and Allen, two of the very best in the UFC at featherweight. Number 6 and number 10, we go to the judges' scorecards. I got to turn my closed captioning for the hearing impaired. Come on. Yeah, subtitles. There we go. Subtitles, Inglés, por favor. And there we go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Where are we at? Give me the subtitles, please. Oh, it's a split. Okay. Well, let's see. Why is this not playing, bro? What is going on? Okay. Boom. Boom. Okay, and boom, there we go. Okay. Silva won by a split decision, it looks like. Or is it unanimous? Not real sure. Let's check this out here. Hold on. And just play for me. There you go. All right. I guess closed captioning is a little too much to ask for these guys at this stage of the game. Why can't anybody just get this right with the streams? I don't understand why it's always down. It makes no sense to me. But hey, we'll take it. We're happy for that. Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy coming up. They had to get Paddy in a title fight before the hype train comes to a screeching halt. Face first on the canvas tonight is what's going to happen to Paddy the Baddy with Justin Gaethje. The highlight awaiting Paddy the Baddy tonight. And of course, he's got the nerd glasses on. Speaking of Silva, John Silva with a hard-fought victory over Arnold Allen. The Fighting Nerds, he fights out of Sao Paulo. He's been a bantamweight, a featherweight, a lightweight, bounced around. And Arnold Allen suffers the loss. And, not really a loss that's going to hurt Arnold Allen too much. He's been out for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So he's also fought at bantam, feather, and lightweight. And he's from England. So it's kind of interesting when you think about his path and the way that he lost the 2 in a row, then he beat Giga Chikadze. I think that this will be all right for him moving forward in that division. It's stacked anyway, but a really good fight and a tough loss against a guy like Silva. Certainly no shame in that game, but when you're looking at Silva, next for him moving up from 10, he just beat number 6. You have to think he's going to be a top 5 guy. Maybe he flip-flops to 6. You got Aljamain at 5. You got Murphy, Rodriguez, Lopez, Ivloev, and Volk in the top 5. So we'll see where Silva goes next, getting back in the octagon. Hadn't fought in a hot minute, obviously, since September of 2025. 4 months ago. Not a huge layoff, but still wants to be a little more active than that. But you throw the victory now over Arnold Allen, and you add that to Bryce Mitchell and Drew Dober and Charles Jourdain and Bagdasarian and all those guys. Those are some good wins for Silva. Still needs a signature dub, though. Still needs a signature dub, and that would have been something that he could have picked up in that fight against Lopez, and that was a fight where he won. He would have fought, obviously look where Lopez is now on his way into that title fight. This is MMA Weekly's live coverage, UFC 324. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. What's up? Time for the roll call. We didn't get a chance to do it. We came in live as they got everything screwed up scheduling-wise and blackout-wise with the new setup. But man, oh man, roll call. Where are you? Who are you? Where are you? Where are you watching us from tonight? Worldwide on YouTube on MMA Weekly, the largest independently owned MMA website in the world. And you know this. Over 20 plus years of the best mixed martial arts content right here on MMA Weekly with Ryan and Scott, all the way through to myself, Jeff Kane. Oh man, we are very, very excited to continue to bring you the best in UFC coverage as we get set for the next fight on the card, man. This is awesome. I'm excited for this one. They got Rogan wearing the nerd glasses again. I love how Joe is just like, he's never concerned about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just not real concerned about what people are thinking or saying. Speaking of which, there's Theo Vaughn in the Heezy up in Vegas tonight. By the way, can't wait for 7-11. March 7th, April 11th, Vegas, Miami. A lot of big things coming your way as they're always live on the pay-per-views. Anthony Kiedis and Chris Rock in the house. How about that? There's an odd couple pairing. And there's Matt Hughes. By the way, I saw the Smashing Machine last night. Anybody, if you've seen the Smashing Machine, there's Amanda Nunes with her little kiddos, even though she's not fighting tonight, the Lioness. So where are you from, everybody? Where are we watching from? Sydney, Australia. From France, there we go. EW, all right. Love it. Very excited for that. UFC 324 on MMA Weekly. We've been doing this since the pandemic. We started right in the middle of the COVID break, and we've been on live for every single UFC pay-per-view and big boxing match since then. And we are going to continue to do that every time, and as well as some other new content and programming as well. And you know what that is on MMA Weekly, the stuff that you see day in and day out, covering fight weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it really is cool with everything going down. And I wish I was in Vegas tonight. I'll be honest with you. It was my birthday last week, hit the big 5-4. And, I wanted to be in Miami on Monday night for the national championship game, then in Vegas for the fight this week. But duty calls, and I work from a home studio. So it's kind of like the new technology in the world we live in. Hey, you can do it from anywhere. Let's keep them home. We'll have to do it from there. But it's convenient and it's fun. And we love having you guys on board. Switzerland in the house. I wonder if he went to the World Economic Forum and watched Trump embarrass everybody in the world. Oh, he's playing chess. They're playing anything but chess. They're playing everything. They're grasping at straws, playing checkers, tiddlywinks, duck, duck, goose, hopscotch, and he just continues to play chess with the entire world. Like, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Anyway, but that was what made me think Switzerland. This night is lit. Thank you for the content, man. Yes, sir. And thank you, by the way, for all of you who are here subscribing, liking, commenting, being here in the chat with us. Super chats as well. Thank you to all of you who throw a little extra our way. And that's how we keep things going here on the show. So really appreciate you with that as we get set for Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva in the midst of a barrage of 900,000 commercials. Good Lord. Natalia Silva and Thug Rose Namajunas. And, she was supposed to fight Alexa Grasso on this card. Fading champion, fade. She was supposed to fight Alexa Grasso. And so now Natalia Silva looking to continue her climb to a title shot. Bad luck for Rose Namajunas, right? Silva's the favorite in this fight, minus 425 on the money line, by decision at minus 160. Unofficially, every book has it different. And any of the sports books who want to sponsor us, we'll use your odds and we'll mention your name when we do it. Hint, hint. You know what I'm saying? Watching from Antarctica. Yeah, under the ice, baby. Get us some fish out of that ice water. Beat those orcas and those polar bears to that fish. Get some of that salmon and cook that thing up. Chicago. Gotta love Chicago. In the house, Argentina. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Watching from Narnia, and I have hooves. England. All right. Paddy has been choked out. Wales, UK in the house. Who has Gaethje tonight and who has Paddy Pimblett? Who has Shaggy Doo, who looks like he just got stoned in the mystery machine and hopped out to fight? Who's got Paddy the Baddie? Oh, the hype train's coming to an end tonight, guys. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll eat that all night long, and I'll die on that hill. There's Gaethje going in. And I love Justin Gaethje. I've known him forever since he was a teenager coming out of Arizona. We're from the same state. I called his fights and ring announced his fights on the way up, as I did Tracy Cortez, as I did Kelvin Gastelum, as I did Sean O'Malley, as I did, you name them. There's a ton of them from Arizona. Ryan Bader, Benson Henderson, you know what I'm saying? So that's been a wild ride. And then, of course, my guy, Henry Cejudo as well. Cain Velasquez, shout out to the champ. He's eligible for parole. I think Cain's getting out in like a month or two. Thank God. Should never been in there. 23-3, Paddy the Baddie. Look at him with the chain. He's got the cornrows. He really thinks he's all that. All that in a bag of chips. New Zealand, paint fences. Danielson, paint fence. Danielson, paint fence. Wax on, wax off. Paint fence. Danielson. Wait, over here. Paint fence. Up, down, high. You like my Miyagi? Not bad, right? You like that, Scott? I don't even know if Scott can hear me right now. And look at Silva and Namajunas. And this is a bad break for Thug Rose. Show that. You know what I mean? She is, I don't know. I mean, since moving to flyweight, she hasn't really shown a lot, man. She's looked ordinary when she's won, not super competitive in the losses to Blanchfield and Manafierro. So Silva has won all 7 of her UFC fights since 22. And she is just on fire right now. And again, this was supposed to be Grasso. Not an easy fight. There's no such thing as an easy fight. Look at 1776 watching live right now. Love you guys. Look at that. Imagine that White House card on the 250th anniversary. That's going to be a lot of fun in June. We're going to have to be there with MMA Weekly. But, man, it was, Silva destroyed Grasso last May, and that was a big win for her. But she's so well-conditioned. She's busy. There's Nova Scotia in the house in Wyoming. What up, Big Jamal? She moves so well, Silva. Her kicks are brutal, and she connects and defends very well, and defends significant strikes as well as almost anybody in the women's division, period, in the UFC. I really like her a lot. More on Silva in a minute. Namajunas, the most experienced fighter that Silva has ever faced, and obviously she's had so many big wins in her career that you could never count Thug Rose out, right? When you think about the big wins for Thug Rose Namajunas, and you think about, obviously lately hasn't been the best. She did beat Miranda Maverick, but lost to Blanchfield, wins back-to-back over Tracy Cortez and Amanda Ribas. These are top-level fighters, right, for Thug Rose. Before that, she lost to Carla Esparza and Manafierro. Split decision, unanimous decision. Blanchfield was a unanimous decision as well, but Jessica Andrade, Carla Esparza, Manafierro, and Aaron Blanchfield are the losses for Thug Rose. What do you think about that, right? She lost the women's strawweight title back in May of 22 to Carla Esparza and hasn't been back since. And when you think about Natalia Silva, wow, she's savage, man. She has not lost since all the way back at Thunder Fight 14 in December of 2017 against Marina Rodriguez. She lost 3 of her first 4 fights and 4 of her first 7 with a draw in there as well. I mean, you're looking at a lot of losses early in a career. She at one point was 6-5-1. She went from 3-4-1 to 6-5-1. And then she wins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights in a row and looking really good with the submissions. And since she's been in the UFC, Jasmine Jasudavicius and Teresa Bleda, Victoria Leonardo, Andrea Lee, the cowgirl, Vivian Owaro, Jessica Andrade, and Alexa Grasso have all tasted defeat. She does not have a finish since May of 2023 against Victoria Leonardo. But again, the fights get tougher. The competition gets harder, and then the UFC just shows 70,000 commercials in a row. People are not going to like this. I'm telling you right now. It's like it's just holding up the whole fight card. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I'll be the first one to say it. So that's what we're here for. Hanging out with us on MMA Weekly. Smash that like, hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So as we get set for Rose Namajunas and Natalia Silva, there's a lot of time in between fights here. Watching from my Wyoming with my brother. There you go. There you go. South Wales. All right. Man, 7 trillion commercials in a row. I mean, it really holds up the show. No one cares about the consumer anymore, except we do. We love you guys. South Wales in the house as well. I don't know about Namajunas in this fight. What do you guys and girls think about Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva right now at UFC 324? You know, she has pretty good wrestling when she needs it, Thug Rose. You know what I'm saying? I like her wrestling when she needs it. She doesn't look explosive anymore, or as explosive as she used to, especially with strikes within the movements. It's just not the same. Silva is younger. She's more explosive. She's better. I don't know if she's going to stop her, though. Estonia in the house. I don't think Silva will stop Rose Namajunas. That's why, minus 160 by decision. That might be my bet. I expect her to brutalize Namajunas with leg and body kicks, and that's where she's going to win the fight. She'll stuff the takedowns. She's going to kick the living shit out of her, literally. And I mean kick and kick and kick and kick and kick. Not like she's going to beat her ass, kick the shit out of her. Like she's going to just kick and kick and kick and kick. And I'm talking like the boring kind of kicks. I'm talking about the kicks all night long, just tenderizing that meat. South Wales, big up. So I think that'll happen. She'll slow her down with the leg and body kicks. And to win outright, she's minus 320. Namajunas plus 240. To win by KO, TKO, if you want to take a shot on Thug Rose, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance. Watching from France, what up? Frenchie's in the house. Why was the prime minister or the premier or whatever the hell he was, why was he wearing shades at the World Economic Forum? Did anybody ever get an answer for that? Did he get punched in the back before he went out there? He looked like Rocky Balboa in the suit. Remember at the press conference after he got his ass beat and his face was all destroyed? Rose to win by decision, by the way, is also plus 1,700. Plus 1,700 for Silva to win by decision. The walkout's happening right now. Oh, man, Silva's chomping at the bit. I like Silva by KO, TKO plus 375. That might be something I take a shot on. I hope my audio is okay, guys, if you can hear me all right. Kazakhstan in the house. Hi from the UK. So 33 Thug Rose, 5'5", and the reach is the same at 65 inches. 5'5" for Rose, 5'4" for Silva. The weight, 125 and a half, 126. The age, 33 and 28. Now remember, Rose was supposed to fight Grasso. And that's a very different fight and a very different type of monster she's in there with now as a result of this fight being switched up. Buffer's loving it. Look at Buffer's jacket. He's always got that money wardrobe. So this right here is interesting to me because you've got the former strawweight champ, plus 270 underdog. She's 6-3 as a dog in the UFC. And I don't know. I just think the world of Thug Namajunas. I do. I've always have. And so we'll see. She's ranked number 6 in the world. Natalia Silva, number 2. Man, she was going to get the fading Grasso, who's number 3. You know what I'm saying? Tied with Blanchfield for number 3. But this division with Valentina as the champ, Fiorot, Silva, Blanchfield, Grasso, Macy Barber, Rose Namajunas. Interesting. Zhang Wei Li back down at strawweight. I wonder how long Mackenzie Dern's going to hold on to that belt. Zhang tried to go up and fight Valentina for the chip, and she was like, go back down where you belong, little girl. Dominating performance by Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko. Minus 335 favorite for Natalia Silva, fighting out of Pingo de Agua, Brazil. Giving up an inch, but she's got 5 years of youth on her side. You know. There we go. Okay. Where are we at? Referee is Herzog. Congrats to my boy, Dominic Cruz, by the way, the Dominator. Modern era into the UFC Hall of Fame this year. Getting set for Herzog in the middle of Silva and Namajunas at 125. UFC 324, second bout of the night on MMA Weekly. Let's go. Start that clock, baby. Silva in all black with the red around the wrist, coming out of the red corner. Got the gold writing, even though she is not befitting of a champion. So then you have Thug Rose Namajunas in the all blue with the blue coming out of the blue corner. And it's got the red writing of Namajunas, Namajunas. And Natalia Silva at number 2. She's a devastating striker. And we know what Rose can do. Rose is the epitome of a mixed martial artist. She's a black belt in Taekwondo, a black belt in Karate, a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, hence the word mixed. You know what I'm saying? But Thug Rose has had a ton of bonuses in the UFC, some of the all-time classics. She's on a 1-fight win streak over Miranda. She lost to Blanchfield. Before that, she beat Tracy Cortez and Amanda Ribas back-to-back. And then she lost to Esparza and Manon Fiorot. 4:04 left in round number 1. Namajunas looks quick for what it's worth. She looks very quick circling. The kicks are coming from Thug Rose. And obviously, both girls with a lot on the line tonight. Rose fighting out of Denver. Of course, Natalia Silva fighting out of Brazil. Purple belt in Taekwondo, blue belt in Jits. Rose with a moving jab. She was sliding to the left and connected with the jab. The movement sharp from Namajunas early. The movement is sharp from Rose Namajunas. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm not playing. 3:20 left in round number 1. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you for the super chats, the likes, the follows, and all that right here on MMA Weekly. We're here for all the big pay-per-views. UFC 324 from Vegas, the fight capital of the world. No one's going to Vegas anymore. Retro. Now that they have the Meta Apex, it'll solve the world's problems. 3 minutes left in round number 1. We knew that was coming, did we not? Mark Zuckerberg's really a tough dude, man. You wouldn't want to screw with him. He'd beat your ass. Dana was neglecting to mention at the time that they were in the middle of a sponsorship deal with Zuckerberg. He's a tough dude. I wouldn't want to fuck with him. Okay. Yeah, sure. Zuckerberg, tough. Give me a break. Anyway, 2:40 left in round number 1. Silva swinging for the fences with a couple of hooks. Could have decapitated Thug Rose right there in the octagon, which is, to my recollection, never happened in a UFC fight. Has anybody ever been decapitated? I don't think so. Just kidding. Couple times they've come close. I'll tell you, Derek Lewis has come close a couple of times. He's got Waldo Ortez to Acosta tonight. Justin Gaethje has come close to decapitating dudes a couple times in the octagon. Also come close to getting decapitated himself. I'll never forget the beating that Justin Gaethje put on Tony Ferguson in that Jacksonville fight in the pandemic when Tony was finally supposed to fight Habib. And my question from the press conference for MMA Weekly went viral when they go, you cannot fight in street. You're an American guy. I eat you in street fight. That was my question. And they never fought, right? Ended up being Ferguson getting pounded in an empty arena where you could hear every shot just to the point of like, Lord, make it stop. And Gaethje, of course, in that war with Max Holloway, got dropped at the very end. But what a fight. 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, the summer of 2016, Justin Gaethje made his UFC debut against Michael Johnson, the former World Series of Fighting champion. What a career it's been for him, and it might be the last one for him in the octagon tonight. Minute 30, round one, Thug Rose and Silva still feeling each other out. They're throwing a lot of volume here. They both look quick. They both look sharp. This is a high level. And I've always said when it comes to female sports, as a male, and no, I'm not going to get on my soapbox and scratch my nuts and be a moron. I'm being serious here. I believe that women's athletics is better technically than men's. Female fighters, female tennis players, female basketball players, technically speaking, are better. The fundamentals of the sport. They execute more cleanly, things like that. The men get a little reckless, start throwing bombs. You get to see more power. You know, men's tennis, it's all aces and whatnot. Women, it's serve and volley. The skill level's there, and the fundamentals are phenomenal. And these two, just a perfect illustration of this in the octagon tonight. Crisp and clean with no caffeine. Remember that guy? 7-Up commercials? I might be showing my age. Rose almost slid down to avoid a right and almost slid right down into a left foot off the side of the dome as Natalia Silva coming a little close with the chin music. Rose with a jump kick almost caught the chin of Silva. Wish I could see live scoring here. Thug Rose, very good with the footwork. Extremely patient, looks very crisp tonight, but Natalia Silva looks quicker. I'll say that. Middle of the octagon to end the round. Chest to chest, nothing doing. And you guys like my horn? No, I probably won't do that again. There was my horn, baby. What's happening in between rounds? MMA Weekly live coverage, UFC 324. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you for all the likes, the subs, the super chats. Love having you guys here tonight. And we get set for the main event. Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett. And, you know, when you think about Gaethje tonight, could be the end of the line for the highlight. So many big fights in his career. Poirier, Chandler, I mean, just on and on and on. The fight against Khabib, you know, where he beat Tony Ferguson to get that title shot, was not able to, or to, you know, the interim, but was unable to make it official with the win over Khabib. And I know he hit Khabib pretty hard a couple times in that fight. And Khabib even said, well, I had a tough test in that one from Justin. But Paddy Pimblett, minus 230 over Gaethje. I don't understand that. That's the money line. And by KO, TKO, or submission, Paddy the Shaggy, stepping out of the mystery machine, minus 110 is you know, and it fluctuates depending upon what book you're on and whatnot. Round two, ready to get going here. Namajunas and Silva. I want to see how they scored round number one. The most impressive win, by the way, for Paddy the Baddy against 39-year-old Michael Chandler, who still can't get the McGregor fight at the White House. Still can't get the McGregor fight, period. Dana doesn't want Jones to fight on that card. He's maybe not going to have Conor on that card. Who are we going to have at the White House, man? Come on. Let us go. All right, 53 to 47% are the live odds for Silva to win over Thug Rose. Very close, round number one. Fantastic, man. Really good job. And of course, the opening fight on the main card between John Silva, decision victory over Arnold Allen. That was a really good fight as well. Just about hitting the 4-minute mark of round number two. Silva and Namajunas, number 2 and number 6 in the women's division at 125. Not a lot of damage being done in this fight at all, but Rose really looking like she's picking up her confidence in a big way here. Big way. When does Paddy fight? 2 more fights after this, and then Paddy the Fatty. That's not nice. My kids call each other Fatty all the time, and they got me around. 10-9 Silva, round one, close round without much of substance to score. It's about the consensus. That's about the consensus. Who do you guys have in the main event? Gaethje or Pimblett? How about the co-main? O'Malley, Yadong. How about Derek Lewis and Waldo Cortez Acosta looking to make some noise and climb their way up the ladder in the heavyweight division? And Lewis has been there forever. Title fights, big names, he's fought them all. Rose switching stances, by the way. Orthodox to southpaw. And she really looks confident, cutting off the middle of the octagon and taking control of the situation. Silva trying to reverse that right now. They're standing in the middle, shucking and jiving, you know what I'm saying? Not a whole lot landing, and definitely nothing, painful. 3:05 left in round two. Oh, a nice exchange, and Rose caught one on the bridge of the nose. A little bit of blood coming down. Oh, and Rose with a counter hook there. I don't think that hurt her. Chest to chest, inside trip tried by Silva to no avail. She pushes Rose across the octagon up into the fence, and now looking for that quote-unquote hip toss. Oh, Rose wins that exchange. Nope, they're both back up. Silva tried to throw Rose on the ground, almost like a dog collar, and Rose almost ended up in top position. I think that Namajunas is stronger than Silva thought she was. And now Rose has reversed it and has Silva up against the fence, and now reversed again by Silva very nicely. In the clinch, up against the fence, 2:22 left in round number 2. How about that? Go buy a lottery ticket. Or if you're in Viva Las Vegas, hit the window. Silva pinning Rose up against the cage. Her legs are huge. Natalia Silva, that's where her weight is. Upstairs, Rose is thicker and stronger in terms of the muscles of her arms and shoulders and back, but the legs of Silva, such a strong base. Strong base for her. But you can see, like, not a high-level grappling exchange here. In the clinch, it's just kind of, I mean, this is not the best fight in the world. I mean, they both look crisp. They both look skilled. They both look fast. Oh, Rose, chest to chest. The feet get tangled up, and down goes Silva. Rose on top. That's a takedown for Rose Namajunas. Very nicely done. She's done this before in big fights where she keeps herself calm, and that cardio and that resting heart rate is fine, and she's on top in a wrestling situation. Very hard to get her off of you. She's 1 of 4 now on takedowns as we approach the 115 mark of round number 2. We're literally right on with the clock. Great job, Scott. So that clock you're seeing right now is exactly where it is in the fight. Namajunas just in between the legs of Silva, trying to push forward, but of course that triangle locked in around her, so Silva's not going to let her go anywhere. It's not going to let her posture up if she can help it. It's not going to let her get those elbows flying. Namajunas with those sharp elbows in tight from top position. She's trying to work and land some shots. Namajunas with the takedown, looking to steal round number 2, because a razor-thin round number 1 that could go either way. People saying 10-9 Silva, but you never know. 3 blind mice. See how they judge. You know what I'm saying? We never know. Rose just kind of picking her up so Rose's hands are trapped in between the gloves of Silva, and Rose just picking her up that way. Bam, 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 bam. Like Bam Bam Rubble. Gotta love it. Anyway, Namajunas looking like she's going to finish this round on top. Oh, Silva grabbing that arm, looking for an arm bar. Pretty sneaky. Unable to grab it and get it as Namajunas continuing to push forward and keep those legs pinned on Silva, trying to end this round in top position, maintain dominance after the takedown number 1 of 4 tonight for Namajunas, and meaning she's 1 for 4 on her takedowns. Has only hit 1 and ends round 2 in top position. So if you are to believe, and I am to believe what we've been seeing in the X-verse, it's not the Twitterverse anymore, or where the hell we are, it's 1-1. It is 1-1, 19-19, baby, going into round 3. Same thing as Silva and Allen we thought were, but I think that was that a unanimous decision? Let me just make sure. Let's see what the 3 blind mice come up. Yeah, it was unanimous. 30, 27, 29, 28, 20, 28. So anyone who saw, whatever judge it was, and I don't have the record of it. Now I'll find it before the end of the show. Anybody who scored that fight 30-27 for John Silva, you're a moron. You're a moron. That was 29-28. Either way, no matter who you had winning, it was 29-28. The judge who had it 30-27 for John Silva, come on. You know what I'm saying? 29-28, yeah. But anyway, this one here, Natalia Silva and Thug Rose Namajunas, the former champ at 115, up at 125 now. This one's very, very close. I believe I can fly. I believe it's a round apiece. Volkanovski, Lopez 2 coming up next week. We will be back here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific next Saturday. Start the clock. Scott, round number 3. Namajunas and Silva meet right in the middle of the octagon and start throwing. They rushed out there, spinning kick thrown by Silva into the midsection of Rose. She's still trying to soften her up with kicks to that front leg, but Rose so quick, she's avoided a lot of them. I kind of felt like that top of the calf and lower hamstring area of Namajunas behind the knee would be chopped liver by this time of the fight, and it is not. It's red, don't get me wrong, but it is not beat to shit like I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? You've seen that, right, with the bruises, black and blue. You know, the girls can't even stand on their front leg anymore, but both girls look fresh. They still look sharp and fast. No visible damage done, no cuts, no scrapes, no scratches. Come on, let's fight. Let's go. Rose has a little swelling around the nose. Man, that's so. Some people have Thug Rose up 2 rounds to none. I would kind of say that I'm leaning in that direction. Round one, very, very close. Very close. Round one was very tough to score. Extremely tough to score. Oh, look at this firefight, throwing bombs at each other in the middle of the octagon. Extremely fresh. They're both on the bikes, Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Jab right up the middle from Rose. And still trying to stomp out those legs is Silva, stomping down with the heel on the lower thigh area of Namajunas. So Rose Namajunas, very, very close fight with Silva. And again, with Grasso, the expected opponent, easier times, so to speak, or we thought for Rose. And a lot of people thinking Silva was going to decimate Rose Namajunas, but anything but in this fight tonight. And she was a big favorite. She was minus 425 on the money line. And here she is in a dogfight against Namajunas, maybe at a round apiece. And she's number 2 in there. Forget that. I mean, we're talking about Madden Fierro, and we're talking about Silva, Blanchfield, Shevchenko, Grasso with Namajunas. This was a big fight in terms of that title situation. But Derek Lewis and Waldo Cortez Acosta coming up next. The big boy is ready to throw down. Someone going to sleep in that fight. Man, if Waldo can pull that off, man, oh man, a special night for me having known Waldo Cortez Acosta and Justin Gaethje forever, since long before their UFC days. Big night for the AZ, kind of like Mackenzie Dern, the champ at women's strawweight, another Arizona girl. Oh, Rose with a counter hook just blasted Silva, and a straight right from Rose. Namajunas starting to land as we hit the 2-minute mark of round number 3. 2 minutes left to go exactly now in the fight. Number 6 and number 2, the former champ Namajunas looking sharp tonight. Did not think she would compete at this level against Silva. Not many people did. But she has herself in a position to win this fight, and not just with a finish. But again, no damage done whatsoever. Oh, wow. Oh, Silva just almost took Rose's head off. She backed away from a kick. Barely. I mean, we're talking like the picture's going to be great if they got it. Man, they're right in tight, throwing big shots at each other. Rose has controlled the center of the octagon as they continue to circle around. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Rose fighting urgently. I mean, I would say Silva is too. Rose goes in for a single leg. She has the leg. Oh, if she can turn this into a double. Oh, big time sprawl by Silva. Rose tried to switch from a single to a double. Silva sprawled straight out, and now they're literally on the ground in that sprawl with Silva over the back of Namajunas, with Rose's head under the legs of Silva as she tries to get back up. Silva trying to keep her pinned underneath her on the ground there. What an unbelievable, I mean, a lot of energy, and they've been crisp, they look sharp, but just not really any damage in this fight. And chest to chest, they go spiraling across the octagon, and Silva ends up on top. I think that's a takedown. Silva up on round 3, significant strikes, 26-8 on Thug Rose, and now she's finishing the round, 30 seconds left in top position. I don't think she's just going to even have to let Namajunas up here. She's on top. Oh, Rose flipping away, gets up. Oh, she almost ate a head kick. 20 seconds left. They're on the feet. 15. Oh, the firefight begins. Kicks, punches, 12, 11, 10. Oh, Namajunas coming in with the left. 8, a check kick to the body. 7, 6, 5. Oh, Silva smiles. They look good in there. And no damage, nothing. Over. No big shots, and they looked really great. You know what it looked like, Scott? You know what it looked like if you're watching live around the world on MMA Weekly? What's up, by the way? Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. You know what that looked like? It looked like a movie fight. You know, like if you watch a movie fight closely and it's like phantom punches that don't actually land and kicks. It looked like that. It looked like one of those Van Damme movies and Seagal movies from the 80s and Chuck Norris, where they're just like, Bruce Lee, and none of the punches or kicks really land. They both looked amazing. If this were an exhibition, people would have been screaming and cheering for the way that they, showcased their skills, right? But they did not really do any damage at all to one another. Nobody bleeding, nobody really swollen, nobody hurting. Don't even think either one of them really broke a sweat. Disappointed because they both looked really good. Like in terms of the naked eye, with my naked eye, I saw just watching them. They look so good, but it did not translate, to full contact mixed martial arts. And Pat Barry, Thug Rose in the cage right now, and one of the first couples of the UFC and MMA. No, Barry's been gone for a long time though. Husband of Rose Namajunas. And you're talking about a division right now where Valentina's just kicked everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? So Zhang Wei Li was just a clinic and a beatdown, and there's no one there who has anything for Valentina, honestly speaking. Yep. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the contest 29-28, which I would have done too, for the winner by unanimous decision, Natalia Silva. Flyweight in the world, and props to Rose Namajunas. She was supposed to fight Alexa Grasso. That didn't happen. It would have been a much easier fight, almost to a man and woman and analyst. We all say that. As Joe goes in there to interview Natalia Silva, she's adorable, and I love the way she fights. So much skill. I wanted to see her look better tonight, but she's got the second longest win streak in flyweight history. 8 fights in a row, second to only Valentina Shevchenko, and after that performance tonight, got a translator there, obviously, but unbelievable, man. She says, "Hey, guys, I am so happy to be here." Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be, right? Just got a big win. You're second ranked in the world. Third, really. The champ is, and then the number 1 ranked. They're showing a highlight package now. A couple of good rights landed. She did connect on a big kick to the face of Rose Namajunas. And then that one spinning kick to the midsection that sent Rose flying across the octagon. You remember that one as well. So, you know what I'm saying? That late takedown in round number 3. I don't know, man. I had Rose winning round 2. So 29-28 from all 3 judges is about right. I think that they scored it right. So when you think about Silva, she's giving all the glory to God. Amen. Wouldn't be here without him, right? Very close fight. It seemed like it was all down to the 3rd round. Would you agree? That's Joe's question. Yes, of course it was, Joe. First round, Silva. Second round, Rose. Third round, Silva, especially with that late takedown, right? It was not a 30-27 fight. And neither was Arnold Allen and John Silva either. Whoever had that fight, 30-27 for Silva. No. 2 29-28s, 2 razor-thin decisions. The first fight was really good with some damage being done. This one really good too. So Rose is an amazing athlete. This was the toughest fight of my life, says Silva. And, they both look terrific athletically, mixed martial arts-wise, putting on a clinic. But again, no real landing in that fight, no real damage in that fight. And I want to see, you know what I mean? I want to see punches and kicks landing. I want to see blood. You know what I'm saying? I want to see blood. But Waldo Cortez Acosta and Derek Lewis coming up next. Look at those numbers spiking. What is up? And what is Robert Kraft? What is Mackenzie Dern doing wearing black leather gloves, dancing? She has a sports jacket and a bra, dancing in black leather gloves. Oh, there's Chuck Liddell. The Iceman, the legend. Love that dude. Love that dude. Waldo Cortez Acosta. How about my guy, man? How about my guy? Shout out to Waldo Cortez Acosta. Rage in the Cage in Yuma, Arizona. 2015, August of 2015. I remember calling a knockout of his. I called 3 of his knockouts on the way up, play-by-play wise, ringing out some of his fights. Brutal power from Waldo Cortez Acosta in that heavyweight division of the UFC, and he'll need it tonight against the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. Second most performance awards in UFC history with 8 for the Black Beast, and we still got 3 fights to go on. And we still got O'Malley and Song Yadong, and we still got Paddy the Shaggy from the Mystery Machine against Justin the Highlight Gaethje. And think about this. Waldo Cortez Acosta, who's about to fight Derek Lewis, Black Beast here, in fight number 3. I love the 3rd fight on the main card because that's when you really swing toward that main event. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you really turn that corner and the feeling in the air becomes palpable. If you've never been to a UFC event live, you are missing out, man, woman, whatever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are really missing out because it is incredible. The way that it builds from fight number 1 of the prelims up to the main event on the prelims, Nurmagomedov, Figueiredo, the building was about 2/3 of the way full for that fight. Just keeps building toward that main event. And a big one with Gaethje tonight. People love Gaethje. And Paddy's got that Q rating too. People love Paddy. They had to get him into this fight as quickly as they could. They had to, man. They had to, because you know what I'm saying? Like, it just that hype train gets derailed when you lose one. And you got to get the most out of that. You know what I mean? That initial run before you settle into your spot in the UFC. Are you going to be the guy who consistently wins title fights and you're champion for a while? Or are you going to be the guy who, loses to the best of the best and then you win your way back and then you lose another title fight? Or are you going to be like a Bobby Green or a Drew Dober and be competitive and be good and everybody has to beat you on the way up? Where will Paddy Pimblett fall in that order of UFC fighters? Where will he fall in that rank and file? We learn a lot about that tonight. Look, a win over a fading 39-year-old Michael Chandler who wasted the end of his career waiting for Conor McGregor. That doesn't impress me, man. That win does nothing for me for Paddy the Baddy. Literally, absolutely nothing. I mean, maybe that much. He beat Chandler. He beat who used to be Chandler. You know what I'm saying? He beat who used to be Chandler. And that's, I don't want to be that way, but you got to be real, got to be honest if you're in my shoes. Thank you for watching MMA Weekly's live coverage, UFC 324 from Viva Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. We got Cortez Acosta and Derek Lewis coming up. We got next week. We'll be back here again. Same bad time, same bad channel, UFC 325 from Do You Come From a Land Down Under? With Alexander Volkanovski cooking on rocks and tree stumps on his farm in Australia. On social media, will defend against Diego Lopez. That is Volkanovski Lopez 2. Gonna be litty like New York City. I love Diego Lopez tattoo. Dream, believe, make it happen. Across the top of his chest. I love it. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Biggie Smalls is the illest. All right, here we go. So we have Natalia Silva defeating Rose Namajunas by unanimous decision. And we have Jean Silva defeating Arnold Allen by the same unanimous decision. Almost all of them were 29-28. One of the morons gave Silva a 30-27 round. I don't know how they saw that. By the way, another big fight tonight. Umar Nurmagomedov at 135, keeping his name at the top of the rankings. Davison Figueiredo ran away all night, man. He was afraid. That was trash. Didn't like it at all. But Petr Yan, the champion, you got that three-headed monster right underneath him with Umar Nurmagomedov and Sugar Sean O'Malley, who fights Song Yadong. And Song Yadong can shock the world and put himself right in the middle of all that shit with a big win tonight. But O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili, and Petr Yan, and, of course, Umar Nurmagomedov. So Nurmagomedov, Dvalishvili, O'Malley, and Yan at the top of that division, man. That division's been great for a while now, man. And props to Petr Yan for coming back and winning that belt after all those tough losses he endured over that time stretch, right? Who went through more tough losses and ate more shit than Petr Yan? I mean, literally, who did? Nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody. So you got Merab, you got Umar, you got O'Malley right behind him. You got Sandhagen right there too. And Yadong sits there at number 5. And Figueiredo, GTFOH, bro. GTFOH. You're going to be running backwards all night, not really fighting against Umar Nurmagomedov. Make it a trash fight by being easy for me to say, right? I better be careful. But because they would all beat my ass. But seriously, man, that was not a fight. I mean, you're looking to crack the top 5. I never understood Figueiredo. He's always been a head case to me, and I love him as a fighter, but he's been a head case. Remember those Moreno fights were so great? The performance against Benavidez in Virginia Beach, just an unbelievable run from Figueiredo. As we get set for Cortez Acosta and the Black Beast Derek Lewis, let's switch gears to that fight, man. We'll get back to Bantamweight here soon, but when you talk about heavyweights and you talk about UFC heavyweights and you talk about all-time legends, you have got to talk about the Black Beast Derek Lewis. Now you got Aspinall with the eye pokes from the cheater. Cyril Gane still the champion. Who knows when that fight's going to be rematched? Aspinall's nowhere near ready. Cyril Gane ranked number 1 somehow. I can't understand. The heavyweight division is absolute crap right now. We need Waldo Cortez Acosta to shake things up at number 5 and just starch Derek Lewis, who's number 8. And, then maybe get a guy like Curtis Blades or Pavlovich or Volkov. And Volkov with the resurgence is looking good lately as well, but boring as shit. And I'd love to see Cyril Gane get his head knocked off. I don't like Aspinall as a champion. I think the heavyweight division without John Jones, without Daniel Cormier, without Stipe Miocic, You think back to Cain Velasquez, like right now, the once great heavyweight division of the UFC is a complete shit show. And I need Waldo Cortez Acosta to set things straight and get things moving in the right direction tonight. I love Derek Lewis. I've always loved Derek Lewis. One of the greatest events I went to live, and I've seen him fight so many times in person. And his story is incredible with George Foreman and the boxing and having been in jail from Houston. And I love him. I mean, my balls is hot. Everybody loves Derek Lewis, right? And when you think about Derek Lewis, he's coming off 2 straight wins, right? And these guys are, Nascimento and Taliesin Teixeira. Lost to Jailton Almeida before that. And I mean, literally got dry humped to death in that fight. And you always feel bad for Derek Lewis when he fights a grappler, right? I mean, or a wrestler. That's no fun, right? But he's had some big wins in the UFC. And who could forget, the interim title fight against Cyril Gane, lost by TKO punches in August of 2021. Had the heavyweight championship fight against DC in New York City in 2018. But that came as a result of the fight against Alexander Volkov, and they're both still doing it. Lewis and Volkov, UFC 229, October of 2018 in Vegas. And that was, I believe, UFC 229. So that was, I think, the 3rd fight on that card. The 2nd fight out of the 3rd, Michelle Waterson, the karate hottie, was the opening fight. She beat Felice Herrig. And I remember that was Conor and Khabib, UFC 229, October 2018. Dominic Reyes beat Ovince St. Preux. Tony Ferguson defeated Anthony Pettis by TKO. But Derek Lewis, the KO of Alexander Volkov. And that was, if you think about all the way back to UFC 229, Volkov dominated that fight, man. He dominated that fight for literally 14 minutes and 45 seconds before Derek Lewis put him to sleep. And he can do that in any fight at any time. So that was one of my favorite nights with the Black Beast. And that led to his first title shot. DC, pretty much schooled him. And then Junior Dos Santos TKO'd him. But then Blagoy Ivanov, Ilir Latifi, Alexei Olenek, Curtis Blades with a KO. Big wins over Blades in his career for Lewis. And then he gets the interim title shot against Cyril Gane, loses by TKO. Then he beats Chris Daukaus, cop from Philly, tough fighter, right? And then 3 in a row, Tai Tuivasa, Sergey Pavlovich. They both knock him out. And then Sergey Spivak with a submission. So 3 stoppages in a row. Then he beats Marcos Rogerio de Lima, loses to Almeida. You see what I mean? Then he beats Nascimento and Teixeira. Meanwhile, for Cortez Acosta, Derek Lewis, the biggest name he's fought so far. He's coming off back-to-back wins against Ante Delija and Shamil Gaziev. Sergey Pavlovich beat him by unanimous decision back in August of last year. Big fight for Cortez Acosta. Heavyweights like 125, right? Or the women's divisions. When you get hot and win a couple fights in a row, you're going to get a title shot quickly because there's a lack of competition in that division, and that's where heavyweight is right now. But he beat Spivak. He beat Ryan Spann, Despain, Andre Arlovsky, the first gatekeeper. His losses are to Marcos Rogerio de Lima by unanimous decision, but he's really done a lot with his cardio since then, Cortez Acosta, and Sergey Pavlovich by unanimous decision. But back-to-back first-round knockouts of Delija and Gaziev for Waldo Cortez Acosta. Are you guys noticing the length of time between fights? Good Lord almighty. This is a rain delay. I do not like this new setup. Let me back ESPN. You know what I'm saying? It is not good. The people are not going to be happy about this. The reviews will not be favorable. Anyway, doesn't it seem like 45 minutes since the last fight ended? So 5 times last year, Waldo Cortez Acosta fought. 5 times. Shout out to my partner on ESPN Radio, the great Booker T, the 6-time world champion Booker T. And Brad Gilmore. Shout out to Brad. My partners on ESPN Radio. Every time there's a UFC pay-per-view when it's not football season. And tomorrow, of course, the championship games, and just not happening today. But 5 fights in 2025 for Cortez Acosta. Wants to make his case for a title shot this year. And, this is a good fight to bet. I mean, Waldo is a minus 340 favorite. Lewis plus 255 dog. He's 40 years old. Waldo's 34. An inch of height, 6'4" to 6'3" for Waldo, and an inch of reach, 79 to 78 for Derek Lewis, who's 29, 12-1, 16-2 for Cortez Acosta. The power of Lewis can end any fight at any time. Plus 255 on the money line. Fight does not go the distance, minus 255. And Pavlovich, the only loss of those 5 fights last year for Waldo Cortez Acosta, as Buffer introduces the fighters finally. 63 years later, we're about ready. 6'3", 263 and a half. Just barely squeezing under that 265 limit. Plus 285 underdog, 9-6 is a UFC dog for the Black Beast, Derek Lewis in the white trunks and the red riding. Man, they're trying, it seems like, to get Waldo Cortez Acosta to be in that conversation on the upper echelon for a title fight, and Lewis a gatekeeper to that. That's what this fight's for. The purpose of this fight is to get Cortez Acosta a win over a guy like this and get a ton of people watching him against a popular fighter like Derek Lewis. The arena's full now. Obviously people are watching the pay-per-view like crazy and watching here with us live on MMA Weekly. Smash that subscribe, hit that like. Minus 350 for Cortez Acosta, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, of course. 6'4", 262. He's 16 and 2. Excuse me. Back-to-back first-round knockouts for Waldo. His cardio's been improved quite a bit. Lewis has dropped off a lot, but I mean, Waldo Cortez Acosta really turned up the intensity. The last fight against Gaethje was when he was obviously looking like he was completely finished in the fight, and then turned around and finished his opponent. Remember that one? I mean, one punch ends everything for Lewis, but I mean, he only needed 35 seconds. Vintage Black Beast against Taliesin Teixeira. 5-5 over his last 10 fights. Most of those coming against the top of the division. Most wins in UFC history when outstruck by an opponent. 9 of them. No other heavyweight has more than 4. Derek Lewis has 9. His last knockout took only 35 seconds. Start the clock. Let's go, Scott. They come to the center of the octagon. Derek Lewis in the white, Cortez Acosta in the black. Woo-wee. Derek Lewis throws a head kick. It's always funny when you see a dude like him throw a head kick, man. Such a monster out there. And Derek Lewis looking to make another run up the rankings, right? And making great money every time he fights. The fans will always watch him. He sells. And Cortez Acosta, look, this is an attempt to make Lewis a gatekeeper. You know, if he keeps fighting in the UFC, the longer he goes, they're going to want him to be Andrei Arlovski. Everybody has to beat him on the way up in the heavyweight division. And this is what this is for Cortez Acosta, who throws a front kick right into the big old belly of Derek Lewis. 40-year-old Derek Lewis. Man, but he still brings that chin music like he's 25 years old. The thing about Waldo Cortez Acosta, his defense is not super sharp. He does not want to stand there and trade in the pocket with Derek Lewis. His defense is not there for that. He's not super sharp. He could get tagged pretty easily. Lewis, the better striker, the better boxer, you know, and this thing's not going to go to the mat. I don't think, you know. Lewis being overlooked in this fight by some people. Someone definitely getting finished. I put my money on a first-round knockout in this fight. So far, nobody coming close. They're standing at distance. They're both in an orthodox stance, and those 2 front legs, the feet, the toes, not coming within a foot of one another. Either guy can reach from that distance, in fairness. But nobody wants to get in the pocket and feel that heat early on in the fight. You know, I mean, that's the thing about the heavyweight division. You know, more than any other division in this sport, it's one shot, kill shot. You know what I'm saying? This also could get very sloppy very quickly. With the cardio of heavyweights, you always get that. Lewis has never been in the best shape. Acosta with that beer belly coming across, and it's not really a beer belly, but you know what I'm saying. They're not exactly svelte, and they're not exactly cardio cane. You know what I'm saying? 251 left, round number 1. Nothing doing between Lewis and Acosta. Nobody's sweating yet. Acosta trying some jabs and not even reaching the Black Beast. Imagine, like, you know, you're fighting, you're working your way up, and you start to have real success. You're working your way up. You went on the Contender Series. What do you do when you look across and there's Derek Lewis? What do you do when you look across, right? I love this. And my guys and girls I've known since they were kids in this sport, I've talked to them about this. What do you do when you look across at Israel Adesanya? All of a sudden, here you were coming up the local circuit from Yuma, Arizona, Kelvin Gastelum. Then you're in an interim title fight, looking across at Izzy, legend in the sport. Almost beat him, too. Unreal. What do you do when you're Waldo and you look across at Derek Lewis? Big money fight for him here. You win this one, you getting paid. You are getting paid. You move up a pay grade, you win this one. Now, this octagon's a little slippery. There's so much damn paint in there. 71 trillion logos as the UFC continues to grow and explode financially. Doesn't really help the fighters all that much in there. It's slickery. Nice leg kick from Waldo Cortez Acosta. Trying to wobble Derek Lewis, who's now sweating profusely. Oh, Waldo just missed with a right, straight down the middle, and it was right at the camera. Lewis barely moved his head last second. If you could see how close it is, how many of these big shots just like barely miss, man. Barely. Unbelievable. So these guys are two one-punch power guys. The longer the fight goes, the more tired they get, the worse it's going to look, as Derek Lewis gets a kick caught by Cortez Acosta, who just dumps him on the ground on his back, now circles him. Lewis on his back. Cortez Acosta watching the up kicks here. You will get knocked into next year if you get hit with one of those. He's trying to jump on Derek Lewis and do a little ground and pound here, but nothing doing from Derek Lewis there. So he says, Cortez Acosta goes, come on, let's get up, and walks away, lets him get up, circles back. Here they come. Center of the octagon, toe-to-toe, with those big toes not being more than a foot, not getting within a foot of one another. Nothing really doing, nothing really landing in this fight so far for either one of these giant athletes. Derek Lewis has thrown a lot of kicks. Cortez Acosta took one to the chest there, stumbled back against the cage, but Derek Lewis has come nowhere near landing that big bomb of a right hand. He's missing wildly. Acosta on roller skates going backwards. He wants to try to wear him out, slow him down a little bit. Remember, the former baseball player, middle infielder, Cortez Acosta grew into a heavyweight. He likes to think he's the athletic fighter in this one. Although he's got that midsection of a heavyweight. You need it for the power. You need it for the chin, for everything, for the body blows. 1 second left. Round one in the books. Lewis and Cortez Acosta at UFC 324 in Vegas. Hope you're all having a wonderful night. Man, what a great end to the year. The holidays were phenomenal. New Year's, my birthday was last week. The Miami Hurricanes made the national championship game. We got the UFC pay-per-view this week, another one next week. All year long, we'll be live during all the pay-per-views, as well as the big boxing matches that are coming your way. By the way, the last event we did was Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. And holy cow, man, Anthony Joshua, that car accident that he survived was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, man. So shout out to Anthony Joshua for being a survivor, being a big badass dude. You know what I'm saying? Is Waldo Cortez Acosta getting an earful in the corner from his coaches. Need you to be busy in this round. They want him to throw more. That's been the thing. Like, he hasn't been throwing the volume that he needs to wear down the Black Beast Derek Lewis. How about Zuffa Boxing 2, February 1st at the Meta Apex? Diego Torres and Jose Valenzuela. Start the clock, Scott. Round number 2. Cortez Acosta sprinted out to the middle of the octagon. They want him to be more busy. They want him to utilize what they believe, younger, fresher fighter, quicker feet, more athletic. They need him to be more athletic, and they need him to be moving and be quicker in there because Derek Lewis is bigger, obviously much bigger. He's got the weight advantage. Lewis racing at him, chasing him across the octagon, looking to land a big right hand, unable to do it. Lewis, as usual, sweating profusely. I don't think he's slowing down too much. He's looking to be more active in this round. Now, here's the thing about Derek Lewis. He's hunting your head the whole time. So if you're thinking like, hey, I'm going to get more busy, let me get in there. My coach just told me. You don't want to just rush into that, man. You're liable to get capped. You know what I'm saying? You are liable. Oh, Derek Lewis gets rocked with a right on the way in. Derek Lewis came in throwing bombs, and Cortez Acosta crushed him with a right. They're circling around in the middle, grappling. In the clinch, Acosta lands a knee, and Lewis grabbed him by the back of the neck. The two guys not so gracefully stumbling around the octagon. Inside of 4 minutes, round number 2. Woo! Man, when Derek Lewis starts chasing you, running full speed towards you with that right hand, I mean, that's a massive man with a massive back and shoulders and arms and so much pop and power and snap on those punches. Woo! One shot, and it's over, pretty much against anybody. That's why some of the fights that you've seen Derek Lewis when he's landed a lot of shots and they haven't really what was that fight where he just kept landing and landing and landing? Not many of them go the distance with Derek Lewis. Not many of them at all. You know what I'm saying? So approaching the 3-minute mark. Number 5, Waldo Cortez Acosta. Number 8, Derek Lewis. UFC 324. The third fight on the card, John Silva, unanimous decision win over Arnold Allen at featherweight to open up the main card after Umar Nurmagomedov's win over Davis at 130. Dropped so much that is it even worth booking him anymore if he's going to miss weight and run away the whole fight? That was ridiculous, man. He's a top 5 guy if he wins the fight. He was at 6 coming in. Anyway, I don't want to rip on him too much, but that's just what I think of him. And then Natalia Silva, unanimous decision over former champion Rose Namajunas. Now, she's a former champ at 115. This fight was, of course, at 125. So over, under 1.5 rounds. Over was minus 140, and we are over 1.5 rounds. So minus 140 just cashed for you. Ari Emanuel in his usual cage side seat with the headphones on. Derek Lewis missing wildly, and he just slipped on the ground. Now Waldo Cortez Acosta looking to jump on him. Derek Lewis fell on his butt, and now Waldo Cortez Acosta jumping on him, ground and pound, throwing bombs at the skull of Derek Lewis, and he's on top of him throwing haymakers. Oh, Derek Lewis is out. Is he out? They stopped the fight. Is Derek Lewis out? I can't see if he's out. Waldo Cortez Acosta, the biggest win of his career. He finishes the Black Beast Derek Lewis in round number 2. Woo! Man, I'm happy for this dude. I knew him when he fought a guy named Wise Eagle, and I called the fight with Jamie Varner. Derek Lewis still on the ground, by the way, on his hands and knees in the octagon. He looked like he slipped, and something might have happened to his leg. We'll watch the replay in a minute, but guns blazing. He went in fast once Derek Lewis went down. I want to see what happened here. So they're toe-to-toe. Lewis misses with a jab and then a big right. Cortez Acosta throws a counter right. Lewis came forward, slipped on his lead leg, slipped on one of them damn paint logos, and he goes down, and then Acosta followed him in and then just started throwing bombs at him. I think Derek Lewis just slipped on the paint. That's just not good, man. I don't like that. Just throws a big right hand. His momentum's carrying him. Acosta with a little bit of a counter as Lewis comes in. Caught him slipping, literally. Don't let him catch you slipping. And then he just goes to town with the ground and pound. But Waldo Cortez Acosta with the biggest win of his young career, man, and he's 34 years old, right? This is not a young dude. But this is the biggest win of his career, 19-2, and that is his 9th KO TKO. He's down there on the ground talking to Derek Lewis. So a big win for Waldo Cortez Acosta, who joins John Silva and Natalia Silva in the winner's circle tonight. This is only because we started with 4 KO TKOs in a row on the undercard here. Ty Miller, Josh Hokett, Alex Perez, Nikita Krylov, all KO TKOs. And then just unanimous decision, 4 in a row. So 4 KO TKOs, then 4 decisions in a row, unanimous. Now back into the KO TKO column. And if you were looking for that Waldo Cortez Acosta to win by KO TKO, it was at minus 115. You know what I'm saying? It was at minus 115. So minus 340 to win outright, minus 115 to win by decision. And hopefully you cashed on that one. Hopefully you cashed. All right, Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong coming up next. The Sugar Show looking to get back on track. How about that? Look at the numbers going through the roof. Thank you so much for being here on MMA Weekly. Jim Grease Sauber, call me Grease at Jim Grease _. Look, I have to always give you guys the solid black background here. See, this is high level communications here. Look at that. That's the University of Miami degree. The black background at Jim Grease _. And, of course, at MMA Weekly. Check us out on all platforms of social media. I think Lewis slipped on the paint when he was trying to avoid that counter right from Cortez Acosta, and then he got pounded out on the ground. It's a shame, man. A shame. 3:14 of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO. Waldo Cortez Acosta, who now looks to be, obviously in a much better position. And the whole division is shite right now. I'll call it shite in honor of Tom Aspinall. And the double eye poke where, Cyril Gahn was literally bowling balled his eyes. He stuck his fingers into his brain like literally into his brain. I'm just like the brain molded around his fingers. He stuck him in there so far, that lousy, rotten cheat, Cyril Gane. I don't know how anybody could view him in any other light. He's a cheater. It's a scumbag move. He had already been warned about that, and he sticks him a mile in, just stuck him all the way in. Come on, man. I do not like Cyril Gane at all. I don't ever want to see him fight for a title again. I want to see him get choked out like he did against Jones, like a little girl in 5 seconds. I just did not like what he did to Aspinall. I thought that was dirty and shitty and awful and rotten. And I don't ever want to see him in the octagon again, let alone in a title fight. Get the double. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get the AR-15s, one in each arm, like Rambo. Let's go. Let's go get his ass. I don't like him. And then Volkov making his way up, but he's boring as the day is long. Alexander Volkov. I feel bad saying that, but he's boring, you know? And then Pavlovich, you know, that rise got snuffed out. Blades, really? Still hanging around. The division is in big trouble. And even Waldo Cortez Acosta, he looks good, but he doesn't look great to me. Doesn't look super explosive like Pavlovich did, like Ngannou did. You know what I mean? And you thought it was bad when we couldn't get Jones to fight Stipe for the longest time, or vice versa, or Ngannou and Jones. And now you look at the heavyweight division, you'd take any of the fights you had back then. How is Holly Madison still a television personality? Hasn't it been like 100 years since The Girls Next Door? I mean, you slept with Hugh Hefner, man. Get out of here. Get her off the screen. She has a TV personality. When? Since when? I have no idea. Anyway, Colby Covington's in the house. Michael Chandler. I actually kind of feel bad for Michael Chandler. He's still like 5 years later. Look at Poetan with the vest and the cowboy hat. Looks like one of the Village people. Like Alex Pereira. He posted that he broke up with Tracy Cortez like right after they started dating. He instantly just posted it and called it off. And I never have respect for guys who do stuff like that publicly. Not my place. I've known Tracy since she was a kid too. Got to throw that out there.
Don't you think that was a PR stunt from the beginning?
Who knows? I mean, if it was a horrible one. If it was terrible.
I know it got everybody talking.
They need new PR. That's a good point. But is that what we're reduced to now? Is that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Fake PR stuff?
We got half of the UFC women's roster on fans only, so there you go.
Oh, yeah. Well, good for them. You know what I mean? If people want to look at Paige Van Zant's feet, and I know she's not on the roster anymore, but hey, why not? You know, I'm all for it. It's their money, Scott. They can spend it however they want. I would prefer that, you know what I mean? They'd find better ways to spend it than that. But hey, what are you gonna do? Like coming to see us in Vegas sometime and hanging out with us, and you know what I mean? We'll do some live shows. We'll get a whole. Anyway, we'll get that going. But the point is, we'll give you better ways to spend your money than on the OnlyFans pages of female fighters. How about that? Man, Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong. What? It's crazy with Sugar Sean. You know, like there's just sometimes you just run into that dude and you can't beat him. Sometimes you just run into that dude and you can't beat him. And it happens time and time again. We've seen it over and over. Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman comes to mind, right? You just keep working my way back to you, babe. You know what I'm saying? And you work your way back and you lose again. You work your way back, you lose again. And that just seems to be the case for Sean O'Malley. Styles make or break fights and fighters. And that contrast in styles with Merab Dvalishvili didn't work so well for Sean O'Malley, but he already has a win over the champion in Petr Yan. So if you're looking for someone to emerge from that three-dog scrap between O'Malley, between Merab Dvalishvili, and between Umar Nurmagomedov to see who's going to be the next to fight champion Petr Yan or the next to defeat Petr Yan, you know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be very interesting to see where Sean O'Malley, you know, comes up in this equation, because again, he has a win. He has a good win, maybe the most impressive win over his career, because he survived some onslaughts. He used a little bit of wrestling, although he's not known for that at all. And I just thought that was a very impressive performance by Sugar Sean O'Malley in that fight. And, you know, obviously people agreed with me. But Petr Yan's next fight hasn't been officially announced, right? Is it the trilogy with Merab Dvalishvili, or is it Umar Nurmagomedov? Look, Umar did nothing against Figueiredo tonight to show that he deserves a title shot at all. In his defense, Figueiredo ran from him all night. He didn't make weight. He's not professional. He's a head case. I hope he never fights again. I mean, Cyril Gane and Davison Figueiredo, can you answer me this in the chat? Would you guys miss either one of those fools if they were gone? Figueiredo and Cyril Gane, the cheater with the eye pokes, and Figueiredo missing weight, running the whole night, had a chance to go into the top 5 and performs like that. GTFOH. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that. So I believe that O'Malley, as a result of Nurmagomedov's less than enticing in any way perform. Remember, it's literally it's just Bobby Brown. Remember that song? Ain't nobody humping around. Well, everybody's humping around in the UFC right now. Chimaev, Islam Makhachev, Umar Nurmagomedov. I mean, all they're doing is humping and humping and humping and humping. And it's boring the shit out of everyone watching this stuff, right? Although they're great, and it's hard to deny the greatness, and in any form, it's amazing to see, but boring. And Sugar Sean O'Malley is anything but. So you think if O'Malley comes out here and starches Song Yadong like I think he will tonight with an impressive highlight reel performance, gets on the mic and works a little bit of that magic, spits it out on social media in the days and weeks to come, you don't think they're giving him that shot? I don't know. I'm just saying, Merab and Jan, would anybody pay to watch that fight? Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili? I mean, it's going to happen at some point, you would think. But my point is a big performance from O'Malley tonight, and I believe he's next. I do. The number one objective of the UFC is what? Is it to put the 2 best fighters in the world in every weight class in there in every event? No. No, it's not. It's to make money. That's why Paddy Pimblett's in a title fight, bro. It's to make money. You know what I'm saying? It is to make money. And, you know, like, I feel like with Topuria and everything that happened in his personal life, stepping away and all that stuff, and then the talk of him bouncing around in divisions, and we'll see how that plays itself out. But this walked right into this fell right into their lap. I don't even want to say it walked right into their hand. It fell right into their lap. You know what I'm saying? It fell right into their lap. And it's an interim title fight. And the reason it fell into their lap is because Topuria and his situation. And then, of course, Gaethje saying, if I don't get a title fight, I'm outie like Kurt Gowdy. And you look at the number of fights he's had and the legend of mixed martial arts, the highlight Justin Gaethje, never been an undisputed champion, been an interim, beating Tony Ferguson, got schooled by Khabib, who didn't get schooled by Khabib. And here he is, one last ride, maybe not, because obviously he wins this one. He's going to want to unify, and he's going to want to be the undisputed at least once in his career. He never really looked at, the interim as being a real title. Didn't really want anything to do with that belt, the BMF. It is what it is. He wants the real gold around his waist, and a big win tonight for Gaethje along with O'Malley. And this is crazy because Cortez Acosta just did it, right? And these are my AZ peeps. I've known Cortez Acosta, I've known O'Malley, and I've known Justin Gaethje forever. And seeing these 3 in the position they're in tonight is awesome. But I also think it's wide open now for Sean O'Malley. And, if you're Tim Welch and you're Sugar Sean back there, you're saying, all right, man, Umar shit the bed in that fight against Figueiredo. They both did. Nobody wants to see him in a title fight. They didn't even give him the mic after the fight. Did you see that, Scott? They didn't even give him the mic. He won the headlining bout on the prelims when the main card was an hour away from starting, and they still didn't give this dude the mic. Yeah, he's not getting a title shot. He is not getting a title shot. This is O'Malley's to lose right now. Now, if O'Malley loses tonight, doesn't look good, maybe he wins a sloppy fight, then it's got to be Merab. But I believe in my heart of hearts that, a big performance by O'Malley here, and he is right back in the title fight. He's got to win over Jan. Jan wants that O'Malley fight again. I guarantee you, you bet your ass, he can't wait to get his hands on Sean O'Malley. He thought he won that fight. That was one of the ones in that midst of the run. Horrible luck for Petr Yan. The only person I remember having worse luck was Angela Hill, but the fights weren't as big. If you look at Angela Hill's record, like in the strawweight division on the women's side, every single fight was an agonizing split decision loss. Like, if you go back and look at everyone, horrible luck. And that was Petr Yan, man. There we go. Scott? I don't know if you can hear me or not, but we haven't started this one yet, Scott. We can restart the clock. O'Malley's so accurate. He's got the highest accuracy in bantamweight history. Who could ever forget his Dana White Contender Series with Snoop Dogg on the mic and the big KO win? And Snoop Dogg, by the way, doing basketball on NBC now, Olympics, like dude's everywhere, right? Takedown defense is always huge for O'Malley. Did really well against Jan. Just has not fought well against Merab. You know, I mean, honestly, when you look at O'Malley, right? He was 15-1, no contest against Pedro Munoz with the accidental eye poke. Then the real run came, right? He beat Almeida, he beat Moutinho, he beat Paiva. No contest against Munoz. His biggest fight to date. It was one of those nights where he said, okay, they fed him all these fighters, kind of like Paddy Pimblett. They did the same with O'Malley and Conor McGregor. They both kept winning. Will Paddy continue to win, or will he be another Sage Northcutt, Bryce Mitchell, Paige Van Zandt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? You know what I'm saying? But the Petr Yan win, October 22nd, 2022, 10-2-2, 2-2, baby.
Jim will be with us soon. Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong are in the cage getting ready to start round one.
Here we are, Scott. Sean O'Malley introduced to the crowd at T-Mobile Arena in the Technicolor pink with the Technicolor hair. The Technicolor Gen Z superstar is back in the building. Sugar Sean O'Malley. Full bars, everything is good. We should be all right. I don't know because we're on site in Vegas and that one's a little shaky.
You're looking good now.
Looking good. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate that, Scott. I just turned 54 on Saturday. Herb Dean, the referee. Herb Dean, as we get set for Song Yadong and Sugar Sean O'Malley. Back-to-back losses against Merab Dvalishvili, the former champ, and now Song Yadong stares across from Sean O'Malley, a focused, regenerated, renewed, taking all that time off. He bought a house. He opened a gym. And he is living his best life, Sugar Sean O'Malley, underway with Song Yadong. And we are talking about a big matchup at 135 right now. Possible title shot on the line for Sean O'Malley as Umar Nurmagomedov, who's number 2, O'Malley number 3. Umar with a less than impressive unanimous decision win over a retreating 6th-ranked Davison Figueiredo, who I don't think should ever fight again after that disgrace. He misses weight. Anyway, Omar with the win. Don't want to penalize him for a win, but didn't look great doing it. Last thing I want to do is throw him in a title fight on the heels of that. And then Merab in that number 1 spot. They haven't booked him with Petr Yan yet, right? They haven't booked it for a reason. O'Malley coming out looking crisp, and he's going to want to, he's like obviously switch stances all night long. He's very quick, extremely accurate with his significant strikes, one of the most accurate fighters in UFC history in terms of, that striking game. And Song Yadong is no slouch, obviously. You think he might be a level down from Sean O'Malley, and he is, certainly looking to make some noise himself. I don't think Yadong fights his way into a title shot tonight unless he completely starches O'Malley, and he tried to with a big right hand there. Coming off that technical decision win over Henry Cejudo in February of 2025. The accidental eye poke to Cejudo, it should not have been a win for Yadong. It should have been a no contest, but the way that Henry handled it, it turned into a loss for him. But before that, it was a loss to Petr Yan by a unanimous decision from Yadong. Wins over Simone and Gutierrez. A loss before that to Sandhagen. He does have a loss a while back to Kyler Phillips as well. He's lost. Kyler Phillips has 2 in a row. Approaching the 3-minute mark in round number 1. O'Malley and Yadong feeling each other out. Again, O'Malley in the pink, Yadong in the, I think that's navy. Are they navy trunks? Navy with red, yeah. Navy with red for him. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease on MMA Weekly, at MMA Weekly, at Jim Grease _ Gries. O'Malley, you can really see the height advantage here and the reach advantage. He's going to want to stay at distance. He's using that kick up front. Just that little thread of the kick, even like the little heel stomp into right above the kneecap, anything you can, showing that front kick into the midsection, whatever you can to keep him off you, throwing that jab because he's circling all around the outside. He does not want to be in tight right now with Yadong, although O'Malley feels comfortable in a firefight. He's fine in the pocket, trading blows with anyone. But he really wants to be dancing and moving around full speed, circling, and he's very quick and very fast and can punch and kick in rhythm while moving like that with incredible accuracy. And obviously with Song Yadong, he's fighting a guy who is he's pretty accomplished when it comes to standing. And he's got 9 knockout wins himself, 3 submissions. Nicknamed the Kung Fu Kid, coming in, fakes a takedown on O'Malley, and then comes in, feints it, and then comes in with a left. O'Malley trying to work the body in round number 1. I think that Sean O'Malley's been landing some pretty good shots to the body. This dude, Song Yadong, started training at 13, made his professional MMA debut before he turned 16. How about that? And again, he's given up a lot in terms of height to O'Malley and reach, and that helps Sean as he connects with another jab. And he can kick from distance. O'Malley can hit you on the end of those kicks. And remember, a couple times in his fights, he's had injuries to the legs, and his legs are super thin. And he throws a lot of kicks. Remember the Sukumtath fight. Remember the Chito Vera fight. So Song Yadong is cutting off the center of the octagon and controlling. That's for sure. O'Malley whipping around him, circling, looking for openings, coming in, land here, land there. I haven't seen any numbers yet, stats from this fight, but what I have seen is O'Malley staying at distance and Yadong not being able to land. And now Yadong shoots in for a takedown, gets it. And O'Malley with the choke from the side. And now Song Yadong with 30 seconds left in the round lands the takedown that might have won him round number 1. Now, keep in mind, this is not a title fight, so it is a 3-round fight. And again, it was not supposed to be the co-main event. This was supposed to be Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes, but the injury to Kayla Harrison preventing that. She needs surgery on her neck. Scary. So wishing her well. Not the biggest Kayla Harrison fan. Not that she did anything wrong. It's not because I just not the biggest fan for whatever reason. But I wish her well. I really was kind of pulling for Amanda in that fight as O'Malley fights off the advances from the top position of Song Yadong. And then round number 1, O'Malley, round number 1 in the books, O'Malley pointing to his chest as he came back over to Tim Welch in his corner as if to say, my bad. But he might have just lost himself the round. Like he literally had that round and he was picking and poking. And That takedown late in the round might have stolen round number 1 for Song Yadong. All right, roll call. Who are you? Where are you? Where are you watching from tonight? Who are you rooting for? Sean O'Malley or Song Yadong? And then Justin Gaethje or Paddy the Paddy Pimblett. O'Malley with a spinning kick to the midsection landed, had a nice jab, and again, he's from distance, so he's able to reach on the end of his punches, and from distance he's connecting, and Yadong can't reach him. So if O'Malley can keep connecting from secondary distance, not letting Yadong get in, and I'm talking punches and kicks are missing by this much, right? You know what I'm saying? So when I think about that, it makes me excited to think about what Yadong might do to try to, adjust and come back and be able to land some of those shots. How's he going to learn to catch O'Malley? How's he going to time it when O'Malley's not giving him any chance to? Oh, O'Malley got his leg kicked out from him. He threw a big left hook, or a left kick rather, and then Yadong kicked his right leg out, and great balance by Sugar Sean to catch himself. 442-1, 440, round 2. Song Yadong with a spinning back fist just misses O'Malley. Both these guys looking so quick at 35. Sugar show. Yep, there you go. It is a show. Yadong has a right hand block. O'Malley looking to get a little bit tighter in this round, maybe moving into that primary distance against Song Yadong. And O'Malley's been dropping the hands a little. He makes you nervous. He does these things, right? But again, so much on the line. If O'Malley with a highlight reel knockout here could end up with a title shot. Otherwise, it's probably a Marab. 2K on Paddy by submission. Coming strong, Paul. Thank you, by the way. Hey, if you win, you should throw us a super chat. Just kidding. We love you guys. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for the likes and the subs on MMA Weekly. UFC 324. Don't forget 325 next week. Lopez and Volkanovski will be here next Saturday night. But O'Malley is just so fast, man. And his accuracy and his ability to be coordinated and the fluidity of his athleticism in there is just really something to behold, man. And he's so freaking fast, O'Malley. And he's got that lean build and, those long arms and legs that you just like go gadget arm. Like, how the hell you hit me from there? You know what I'm saying? And that's O'Malley. You got to be really careful with that if you're Song Yadong. And again, you got a 5-inch disadvantage in terms of reach. He's not able to get into that pocket and connect on Sean O'Malley. With 3:09 left in round number 2, anybody's round. I know Yadong might have won round 1 with that late takedown. We'll see. Yadong just landed a nice left hook, stunned Sugar Sean a little bit as he comes in, single legs him. Oh, Yadong chasing him down, had that one leg up in the air, then finally dumps O'Malley on the ground. I believe that's a takedown. 2 takedowns for Song Yadong. And, man, it just is Sean O'Malley he's up on his feet, but Yadong working to control his back. And now he's got his back. O'Malley throwing elbows back behind him. Now he's got his arms and his legs on the mat, trying to obviously posture up there, and O'Malley can't grab the cage. But Yadong's got his back, and he's throwing knees into the back of the hamstring on the right leg of O'Malley, and that's the power leg, obviously. So 2:15 left in round 2. Yadong chipping away, tenderizing, as we like to call it, the back of the leg of O'Malley, and that does not feel good. Now O'Malley puts that one arm down his hand down on the mat again. And that prevents the knee, obviously, to the head of a downed opponent. Just ask Piotr Jan about that rule. And O'Malley's still furiously fighting. Yadong puts it into a double leg, picks him up and scoops him down. Song Yadong with another takedown of Sean O'Malley at 147 of round number 2. And again, that's 2 in the round, 3 in the fight. And this could be 2 rounds to none if O'Malley's not able to get up off his back here. But more than that, you take away the reach advantage, take away the height advantage, take away the striking advantage, take away almost all of O'Malley's advantages by taking him down. O'Malley quickly scrambles to his feet. Yadong trying to hold on to the leg and not able to do it. 3 takedowns landed for Yadong. That's a personal best in the octagon against the striker, Sean O'Malley. Man. So Song with another low kick as well, looking really good, starting to take over this fight. He's a solid pro, Song Yadong. Obviously, you know this, right? Tremendous job by Song Yadong. All right. Yay. Let's see. Where are we at here? 1 minute left in round number 2. And Song Yadong really letting loose with some strikes now. He's got the 3 takedowns. He's looking crisp. Low kick from Yadong. Oh, he almost ate a big left from O'Malley. Still got to be careful. But, man, they're at 58% for O'Malley and 45% for Song. Significant strikes, but 21-20 overall in favor of O'Malley. This fight very close, and you'd have to think maybe the takedowns have swung it, at least on the judges' scorecards, in the direction of Song Yadong. Career high 3 takedowns, 2 in this round. 1 in the opening round very late with 30 seconds left. Might have gotten that round for him. 10 seconds left in round number 2. O'Malley got to do something here. He's going to be down 2 rounds to none. Yadong just slipped on the damn monster can in the middle of the octagon. Everybody's slipping and sliding all over these painted logos. Never mind your athletes. It's okay. You can get new ones. End of the round. And I have to think that maybe O'Malley's down 2 rounds to none. And that title shot, man, that he wants so badly. I don't know who I'd give it to at this point. I don't even, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me. No one seems to want it. Nurmagomedov, listless against a retreating Davison Figueiredo, who missed weight anyway. Neither one of those guys wants it. O'Malley, not the best performance so far against Song Yadong. He looked really crisp and really fluid early, moving around, strikes, and he kind of walked into a couple of takedowns there. So his corner's telling him, slow down, slow the breath, relax, man. But he might be down 2 rounds to none and needs a KO here. He needs the highlight reel knockout, number 1, to win this fight, but number 2, to get the title shot over Merab. And nobody wants to see Merab and Petr Yan again, although I do. I really want to see that trilogy. You know what I'm saying? So Tim Welch trying to implore his guy Sean O'Malley. You know, I mean, look, the ring rust is real, and he does not look, great. Although I'll say this, Song Yadong has looked really quick, really impressive against O'Malley tonight. Start the clock, Scott. Round number 3. O'Malley in the pink, Yadong in the, I think it's navy blue, whatever it is. But Yadong coming off the win over Cejudo, the loss to Yan before that, lost to Corey Sandhagen. But that's it. And now he's in there against the former champion and Sean O'Malley, who's got the height advantage, got the reach advantage, looks quicker. Didn't look like Yadong could get in and reach him to hit him, and he still hasn't landed anything significant. Neither guy has. But Yadong with the 3 takedowns may be up 2 rounds to none, which means O'Malley would need a finish here in this round. And right now with 420 left, that's an apropos number for O'Malley, is it not? 420, got his own cannabis thing going, you know what I mean? Notorious stoner, but not as much anymore, O'Malley. I think he quit smoking now that I think about it. But Song is fighting the fight of his life tonight. And that's a direct quote from Aljamain Sterling. So that's really good. So 2018 for Yadong, and O'Malley needing a finish as we go under 4 minutes of round number 3. They're slipping all over the monster can in the middle of the octagon as they try to trade punches. And it's just like, I mean, why not put them in an ice rink and put skates on them? Good Lord. It just to see the best athletes in the world slipping and sliding all over paint in the octagon. It's aggravating, like really aggravating. Oh, Yadong almost took O'Malley's head off. That one missed by about 4 inches, but ooh, that was a hammer with really bad intentions. But again, O'Malley, minus 210 tonight on the money line and plus 105 to win by decision, but 6-2 in the octagon. Song Yadong, interestingly enough, hit the 3 takedowns, career high tonight. And I don't understand how Yadong's surviving against O'Malley here. I was thinking it'd be like very similar to the Sandhagen fight where he just got pieced up, TKO doctor stoppage. I thought that would be the case, and O'Malley just unable to do it. But Song now bleeding straight down the front of his face from the nose. Bleeding from the nose. There goes Yadong trying to get in tight on O'Malley again. 245. A takedown here, by the way, for Yadong would about seal it. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys being here to give us someone to talk to. We'll be here. O'Malley's connecting at a much higher rate. That always happens with him. His connectivity is crazy, his accuracy. But the takedowns from Yadong, man, I don't know how the judges are going to score this one. And this round is wide open right now. We're more than halfway through round number 3 of this co-main event. Oh, Yadong racing across the octagon, trying to get a takedown. O'Malley backpedaling very quickly to avoid it. Yadong sprawled down on the canvas, quickly popped back up Very high-level boxing match going on right now with the jabs coming, and Yadong switching stances, trying the right jab, and O'Malley in the... Oh, man, a big right from O'Malley. Pops him. Sean O'Malley seems to have found a little bit of a range here. Yes. You're welcome, Joshua. Love you, all of you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Smash that like. You don't forget, next week we're back. Next Saturday night. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on MMA Weekly. Yadong misses with a left hook. He's really bleeding down the front of his face now. Minute 30 left in round 3. O'Malley, I think, needs a finish to win this fight, and he has started to connect on Yadong. He's been piecing him up here in round 3 as Yadong lunging forward. He's starting to race across the octagon to try to hit O'Malley. One time too many, bro. You could walk into that. I mean, just a jab at that, a well-placed, and O'Malley's extremely accurate, a well-placed jab even, knock your ass out. You go night-night. And 1 minute left. Yadong fighting very aggressively, like he can sense a win here. Oh, and a big right from O'Malley. That right's been connecting. O'Malley standing confidently in the pocket. 50 seconds left in the fight. They're slipping on paint. Yadong's got a single leg, can't finish it. O'Malley with a right. And then a knee from O'Malley. 40 seconds left in the fight. Sean O'Malley, furious pace, trying to knock this dude out and end the fight. 35 seconds. Does he need the knockout to win? Does he get a title shot off a fight like this? So many questions. Las preguntas all over the place. O'Malley's got blood all over his knee from Yadong's face. 30 seconds left in the fight. O'Malley with a left. They're in the center of the octagon. 20 seconds. O'Malley lands the right hand. Is it enough from Sean O'Malley? A very clear, decisive performance in round number 3 from O'Malley, as long as he doesn't get taken down at the very end of the round here. With 5 seconds left, O'Malley and Yadong in the center of the octagon. O'Malley lands again. O'Malley with a kick. 1 second, and that is it. Yadong with blood coming down the front of his face. O'Malley furiously stomping around the octagon. But does this mean that O'Malley lost? O'Malley said, "This is my effing fight." He definitely won the 3rd round. Knee to the face, big man. But how about the Kung Fu Kid, Song Yadong? And what a co-main event. You kind of wish that this was 5. I think all co-mains should be 5 rounds. Don't you, Scott? Co-main events should be 5, man, especially when you had a 5-rounder, Harrison and Nunez, and then you get, every fight moves up. Certainly O'Malley and Yadong, 2 top 5 guys, former champion, one of the biggest stars in the sport. That's more than worthy of being a co-main, but I'd love to see it be 5, right? And at 35 with what?
10-minute rounds.
Say, Scott?
10-minute pride rounds.
Oh, pride rounds. Man, I was watching the Smashing Machine last night, and I was just thinking back on pride, and oh my God, I miss pride. I'll never stop missing pride for the rest of my life. Pride was unbelievable.
Pride, rest in peace.
God. Yeah, you were in Japan for a lot of that, weren't you?
Yeah, 5 years of it.
Incredible, man. What a life that must have been over there for that. Incredible to see the athletes treated the way they were, paid the way they were. The legendary pride. So I wonder what's going to happen here. I mean, they show 1,000 commercials. They have a desk way up on top with Weidman, Bisping, and Dominic Cruz and some chick I've never seen before. But we're getting closer to Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. But I don't know what's going to happen in this O'Malley fight here, guys. I feel like O'Malley did so much in round 3. He looked crisp the whole fight, but was not landing earlier in the fight like he was in round 3, almost like he woke up and got more serious. But is it too late after the 2 takedowns? Oh, we're going to decision, Scott. Everything on the line for O'Malley and Song Yadong right now. Scorecards for a decision. Herb Dean stands between the 2 fighters, 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Sugar Sean O'Malley. And I don't know what they were looking at. I'd have to get more clarity on that. But I mean, the takedown in round 1 and then the 2 takedowns in round 2. If I'm Song Yadong or his team right now, I'm not so sure I'm feeling this. Man, unanimous decision. But that 3rd round, O'Malley just went to town, man. And he clearly looked like the better fighter. But I just don't know if this is enough. I don't know if this is enough to get O'Malley the title shot. A 3rd round finish, a starching, you know what I mean? Bouncing him off the canvas, that would have done it, I think, for sure. But who knows, I'll respect him, Merab, if he gets the next shot. He's well-deserved. But Petr Yan, you want that rematch? I want that belt. Let's make it happen. Go out there and take care of Merab if that's what's next. If not, let's run it, baby. Okay? So there's Merab, right? And there is Umar Nurmagomedov, and there's O'Malley, who just completely didn't even acknowledge Nurmagomedov. And why would he? I mean, that's just not a good matchup for O'Malley, and not the type of fight he wants to get in. And really, Petr Yan and Merab and Umar Nurmagomedov, like, none of those matchups are good for Sean O'Malley, right? Are they? You tell me what you think in the chat. But I don't think any of those matchups are good for Sugar Sean O'Malley. Yan, obviously, that first fight was a war. Big win for O'Malley, but razor thin split decision. Then Umar with that wrestling and that Dagestani humping. And your winner by Dagestani humping, Umar Nurmagomedov. And then, O'Malley in that group, he's the guy who one of these things does not belong. He's the striker, right? It's time to play our game. Sesame Street song. But, Sean, anything surprising about this fight? He threw a lot of low kicks. The 3 takedowns obviously were big for O'Malley. He's got blood coming down his chest, but he's all right. That third round performance by O'Malley, just getting all over Song Yadong, it definitely wasn't a 10-8, but in a round like that clinches the fight for him. He's got his daughter coming in the octagon right now, and he's getting blood all over his daughter's nice pink outfit there. But that's okay. I mean, hey, that's like an autograph. Daddy's autograph. Sean O'Malley. First time his daughter's seen him fight. First time live. Boy. He said she called his little girl. He said she called him after the second Merab fight in New Jersey and called him and said, "Hey, why'd you lose, Dad?" And as a father, man, you don't have answers for things like that for your kids when they're little. Sandman versus O'Malley on the White House card. Oh, O'Malley has to be on the White House card, right? Think about it, man. It's almost February. So, Steve Aoki in the house. Four-month layoff. Oh, God. There's a Kardashian sighting at a UFC event. Jared Leto's in the house. Glover Teixeira. There's Corey Sandhagen. He wants O'Malley at the. What do you think? Would you guys want to see O'Malley and Sandhagen on the White House card? I mean, O'Malley is perfectly lined up for the White House card. There's Kamaru Usman. I like that dude a lot. Not going to lie. Always been a fan of Kamaru. Good win for O'Malley, but was it the finish he needed to get a title shot? I think you got to go trilogy now. You got to go Merab and Petr Yan. And I would say O'Malley and Sandhagen at the White House. Oh, 2 American guys. I think that'd be great. I'm all for it. Sign me up right now. Right now. And speaking of right now, we're literally, O'Malley's limping back. He might have hurt his leg, one of his legs again. Who knows? But, man, so good job by Sean O'Malley. Pick up that win. I thought it might have been a little closer than it looked, but, man, so you think about this next fight, right? And this is almost like a changing of the guard that we're seeing here in real time in this lightweight division. For years, it's been Poirier and Gaethje and Chandler and Oliveira and guys like that. And Khabib before that. But now you're looking at a changing of the guard. You're looking at a very different division right now. Gaethje in the back. I love that dude. I've known him since he was a kid, and I've always been a fan. Hosted events with him when he was a champion at World Series of Fighting, when he was headlining against Luis the Baboon Palomino. And this is a long time ago for Gaethje, and I remember sitting with all his friends and family from Safford, Arizona, his debut fight against Michael Johnson, International Fight Week 2016 in the UFC. And here he is again with another shot at a belt. He won an interim belt against Tony Ferguson during COVID, and now he's got this fool, Paddy Pimblett. And, I don't want to diss Paddy the baddie, because this is not what I want to do. And I sound like an idiot anyway, but with, Ilia Topuria on the shelf right now, you got Gaethje and Paddy for the interim, and you got Max, who's ranked ahead of him, Oliveira, who's ranked ahead of him, and those 2 guys fight March 7th in Vegas, headliner. Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira, do Bronx. So that is number 3 and number 2. So you've got Sarukian, who's sitting there at number 1, right? and you've got the winner of this fight who's going to be the interim champion, and then you got Topuria on the shelf. So what happens there? Who knows? But I do know this: they're going to run 700,000 commercials between now and this fight. Man, not exactly my cup of tea, but very happy to have you here with me. MMA Weekly's live coverage, UFC 324 from Vegas. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Look at the Vegas Strip, alive with everything except people these days. Look at how empty it is. Where's all the cars on the Vegas Strip on a Saturday night? I remember watching these established, the beauty shots, the scenics from the helicopter, and you see the whole strip, and the camera just zooms and pans across the whole thing. And you're literally like, yo, the Vegas Strip is so alive, and you can't see any of that strip ever. It's covered in the lights of cars, and tonight it's like 3/4 of the way empty. Sad to see what's happening in Las Vegas right now, but not from the standpoint of the main event we're about to see with Paddy Pimblett against Justin Gaethje. Raise your hand if you can't wait to see the hype train derailed by a vicious knockout of Paddy the Baddy. Raise your hand if you just hope Justin Gaethje rips his head off and lobs it into the 5th row. I mean, isn't this the type of dude that you just see? It's part of being a fight fan. Some dudes, you just want to see him get mollywopped. And Paddy the Baddy is one of them in my book. And look, I don't want to say too much about the guy in terms of just sounding like I just can't stand him. But he's like, the way that he talks and the way that he's not funny. I don't know. I mean, people just like him for some reason. He reminds me of the guy in Notting Hill. Remember the shaggy-haired guy around the table in that scene in Notting Hill with Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant, the crazy friend? Anyway, the Baddy from Liverpool, the Beatles, you know what I'm saying? Like bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight. He's 5'10", next generation MMA out of Liverpool. He's a 2nd-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, which come in very handy in a fight like tonight against Justin Gaethje. But, he's also got 7 knockout wins, 10 submission wins. And, he was the Cage Warriors featherweight champ, defended against Julian Erosa. His losses were a long time ago. He talked about how they were all cheating. Cage Warriors, all 3 of them. Nobody with a name that you'd even recognize or remember. But, Jordan Levitt, Jared Gordon, Tony Ferguson, Bobby King Green, and Michael Chandler, 5 in a row for Paddy the Baddy. But when you look at Jordan Levitt, you know what I'm saying? And you look at the guy's 2-2 in his last 4, right? You look at Jared Gordon. He is 1-2 in his last 3. You look at Tony Ferguson. I mean, should I keep going? You're talking about 8 losses in a row. King Green, I'm going to keep going, has lost 3 of his last 5 and 2 of his last 3. And Michael Chandler, I'll keep going, lost 5 of his last 6 and 3 in a row. So those are the opponents defeated by Paddy the Baddy. Levitt by submission, Gordon by unanimous decision, Ferguson unanimous decision, King Green technical submission triangle choke, and a TKO elbows and punches on Michael Chandler. Look at the records of his recent opponents. You're telling me they're not just glad-handing and easing him into this title shot to make money, to sell pay-per-views? Obviously, in England, but he's got a pretty big fan base, and he hasn't fought anybody who's great yet, and he's almost lost to a lot of these guys, right? So this has not come easy for him. Chandler, that was a tough fight. He eventually got the finish, TKO in round 3, 307. King Green, the tech submission in round 1, but the other ones, Ferguson, Gordon, round 3, all the way through decisions. Levitt was in round 2 at 246, but again, the level of competition hasn't been there. Hasn't fought anybody at the level of Justin Gaethje. Now, is Justin Gaethje still Justin Gaethje, right? I mean, we're talking about a dude who lost to Khabib, beat Chandler. Decision, lost to Oliveira by rear naked choke when he had him. He didn't go down to the ground with him. Islam figured out how to do that and took the belt from him. But remember, Chandler, Poirier, and Gaethje all dropped him and didn't go down with him. Well, Oliveira ended up winning that fight. So Gaethje had lost 2 out of 3. Then he beats Fiziev and Poirier back-to-back. The KO, the head kick KO over Poirier at UFC 291 in July of 2023. He's thinking he's going to get the title shot there. Last minute, bails the UFC out for the BMF April 13th, 2024 against Max. We know what happened there. Holloway points down. Gaethje comes in. They go at it, and Gaethje gets literally dropped in a vicious and violent knockout. But other than that, he'd have won, a bunch in a row. And he beat Fiziev again, March 8th of last year in Vegas in a fight of the night, unanimous decision. So he's earned it. The who's who that he's fought, it's the old guard, right? It's the Michael Johnson, Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, James Vick, Edson Barboza, Donald Cerrone, Tony Ferguson, Khabib, Chandler, Oliveira, Fiziev, Poirier, Holloway, all the old guard. And now Justin Gaethje, at 37 years of age, just turned 37 in November. You know what I mean? Fighting out of Elevation Fight Team in Colorado. Trevor Whitman was a Division I wrestler fighting out of Safford, Arizona, or coming out of Safford, Arizona originally. High school wrestler, college wrestler, former WSOF world champion. Fought on Rage in the Cage in Arizona in years, and I worked with that promotion, and Gaethje fought, just 3 times, man, in Chandler, Arizona. Sam Young, Drew Fickett, and Adrian Valdez. 1 by submission, 2 by KO. Went to WSF. Had some good fights with the Baboon, Luis Palomino, in Phoenix. I hosted the weigh-ins for those. That was a lot of fun. But, man, lost back-to-back to Alvarez and Poirier. Comes back and reels off 4 in a row. Beats Ferguson for the interim and goes and loses to Khabib. Rocked him, but lost to a triangle choke. Unanimous decision over Chandler. Oliveira, he lost that one. Then Fiziev and Poirier wins. Holloway lost. Fiziev, another win. Here comes Paddy Pimblett out of the tunnel. He's got the chain on. I mean, he's the new generation, right? The new generation. He knows what he's doing in terms of, he's one of 2 active British lightweights, 31 years of age. He gets his opportunity for an interim title shot at UFC 324. He's dancing out of the tunnel, just kind of coming out. Oh, man, what a night, though. Silva with the win over Allen. Silva with the win over Namajunas, both by unanimous decision. That's John Silva and Natalia Silva. And then Waldo Cortez Acosta with a TKO in round 2 over Derek Lewis. Sean O'Malley, a unanimous decision win over Song Yadong. And now we have Paddy, the Paddy Pimblett, getting the whole arena dancing. For entertainment, we need Paddy to win this one. I mean, that's all it is. A bunch of fans are wearing wigs that look like his hair. He's that dude. Like, half the place is wearing his wig. He's loose. He's free. Yeah, let's go, Justin. Man, but, if he does win this fight and becomes an interim champ, there's a lot of money to be made for the company, for him, and obviously with Topuria, with Sarukian, and with a guy like Paddy Pimblett. You put gold around his waist, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to be made. That's a lot of new fans. That's a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, they're already wearing the wigs. When have we ever seen people do that in a UFC arena, right? Conor McGregor didn't have people wearing wigs. O'Malley didn't even have people wearing the Technicolor wigs, right? Khabib had people wearing the hat, Merab too, but not like this with Paddy the Baddy. This is like Sage Northcutt. This is like Paige Van Zandt. Bryce Mitchell had the hype train. Joe Pyfer had it for a while, but really Paddy the Baddy on the level of Sean O'Malley, on the level of Conor McGregor. Keep pushing that hype train. He has that personality all day long, probably more than O'Malley, just beneath Conor, truth be told. But we've seen Chael Sonnen talk his way into title fight after title fight and broadcasting job after. We've seen that over and over again, and now we're seeing it from Paddy Pimblett. We saw it from Colby Covington over and over again. Paddy dancing up on the apron, ready to walk into the octagon, just got the whole arena screaming, chanting. Wow, like, look at this dude. Scott, he's a genuine star, man. Look at all those hot chicks. They love Paddy the Baddy. Look at, oh my God, those two right there. And no men to be found anywhere. Section 313, row 6. Please, someone get there. Wow, Paddy in the orange trunks, too. He's dancing in the middle of the octagon. Steve Aoki would be proud. It's like a Diplo concert. You know what I'm saying? Paddy gonna lose. Paddy will beat his ass. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The girls are out in full force dancing. Now, I've been covering boxing in the UFC forever. Been to a ton of live fights and events. I don't remember a crowd like this. Now, when Conor came out or when Anderson Silva came out, Obviously tons of fans. People love him, especially in GSP, another huge fan favorite. But look at this building just rocking. The lights, the strobes, the phones are bopping for Paddy the Baddy. And let's put this EDM concert on hold so Justin Gaethje, the highlight, can make his walk to the octagon, where he's an underdog at minus 230 for Paddy the Baddy tonight. How about that? You know what I'm saying? A minus 230 favorite is Paddy the Baddy. And where is, minus 238, plus 195 for Gaethje. Holy smagoles. Look at T-Mobile Arena as Justin Gaethje gets set to make the last walk of the night at UFC 324. People have been waiting for this fight. It's sold out in Vegas. The weather is perfect this time of year. And man, oh man, we got another pay-per-view next week right here for you. So O'Malley got the win. Cortez Acosta got the TKO. And the two Silvas got their wins. And Gaethje coming out with that beanie pulled down, and all you can see is a little bit of the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Got the American flag wrapped around him. As usual, Trevor Whitman walking behind that left shoulder, as he has for all of those walks to the octagon for the great, the all-time Justin Gaethje, the Hall of Famer, the highlight, all these wins, all these knockouts for Justin Gaethje. A loss tonight is probably the end of him. You will not see him again, I wouldn't think. I don't know. But you're talking about a guy who's won 14 bonuses in the UFC. And he was pissed that 14 bonuses all told didn't equal $1 million. He's been kind of grumpy this week. He didn't want to keep fighting. He said, "You better get this title shot or I'm not going to fight anymore." He's got his whole family down there from Safford, Arizona. And he was very candid and open and honest about his career, about his money, about all those things this week. The highlight, Justin Gaethje. Paddy will win, says Elisa. See, all the women love Paddy. They love Paddy the Baddy. It's a violation to wear the U.S. flag. Come on, give me a break. Justin Gaethje out there getting checked out medically. Imagine that feeling, right? You look around, you see your name on the ribbons, the LED boards across the arena, your image while you're getting patted down. Everything's up there on the screens. Unbelievable for Gaethje. And he's able to get this interim belt again tonight and then win a legit belt. Probably see him fight 2 or 3, maybe 4 more times. But a loss tonight, we might not see Justin Gaethje again. And that is really something to behold is when Gaethje steps into the octagon. What an unbelievable athlete, unbelievable UFC fighter, and just highest significant strike accuracy among lightweights in the UFC. BMF champion, interim lightweight champion, the 3rd most performance awards in UFC lightweight history with 14. And what a division that is. And how many great highlights have we had over the years from the highlight Justin Gaethje. And you think about all those years and all those wins, and a fight of the year in 2015 against Palomino. I mean, just so many. He's fought Khabib and Cerrone and Ferguson and Chandler and Oliveira and Poirier. The classic fights, the biggest names of his time. And here he is at 37 years of age, headlining UFC 324. Look, he manifested it. He created it in his mind first. And he said, "Hey, I ain't fighting unless it's for a belt." And here he is. He thought he had earned it because his only loss in 3 wins in a row, his loss was to Holloway. It was a BMF belt. He was doing the company a favor. And now, as we've seen so many times, there's Justin Gaethje pacing back and forth. And now Paddy the Baddy, we'll see if he's bitten off more than he can chew in this fight tonight. But when I think about what has to happen here, Gaethje 4-2 since the Khabib loss in 2020, very dangerous striker, always the threat of wrestling. He hasn't really used that in his career, making money with the style, taking a lot of damage, giving a lot of damage. And, his future, who knows how that's going to be. But, an inch in height for Gaethje, the reach, 3 inches for Paddy the Baddy. So Gaethje's going to have to be careful coming in and out of the striking zones. And, the win over Fiziev was a great performance from Gaethje, very dangerous with power and technique with the striking. And look, Paddy's undefeated in the UFC. Level of competition's not there. Just not there. 39-year-old Michael Chandler, come on, bro. Miss me with that shit. Seriously. You know what I mean? I do know that Paddy, being a multiple degree black belt, has the grappling edge big time. So Gaethje's not going to want to take this one to the ground, although he could use the wrestling if he needs to. Gaethje's been finished 5 times and been in a ton of wars. Paddy can be hittable. That's the thing. And Goddard's the ref, by the way. Paddy's 6 years younger, but he can be hittable. Paddy pin out sometimes. And, Gaethje's been hit and stunned and survived so many times. You know what I mean? And if by any chance this fight hits the mat, then Paddy's going to be in really good shape. High level BJJ transitions and submissions are phenomenal. Buffer's getting it started right now. I'll let you know when, Scott. I will let you know when. We're getting there. Thank you for being here on MMA Weekly, live coverage of UFC 324. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We're here for all the pay-per-views. Hit that like, smash that subscribe. Come on in. The chat is going wild right now. And live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Let's go. I've been excited for this one for a long time. You know what I mean? Gaethje hasn't really had a lot of success on the ground. He hasn't really tried to do much with it, Paddy wants to try to get this fight to the ground at some point. Now, remember, paying the bills, becoming more famous, making more money, all that stuff is great when you're looking to get finishes and on the feet and all that. But when it comes down to winning in an interim title fight, I think Paddy would be more inclined to want to take it to the ground. He's 23-3, 5'10", 154 from Liverpool, minus 240 favorite. He was a favorite, closed as the favorite in all 8 of his UFC fights. And again, Gaethje's the biggest name he's fought. He had the whole arena dancing, people wearing his wigs. Absolutely unbelievable. Number 5 contender, right? They fast-tracked him, and they put him in here now before it starts, and they can't ride the hype train anymore and make all the money off Paddy the Baddy, which I think is going to come to an end tonight. But if it doesn't, look at this place. Oh, my God, the flashbulbs are going everywhere. This environment, I haven't seen an environment like that in T-Mobile Arena, Scott, for a long time, man. So Gaethje plus 200 to win outright. Paddy the Baddy minus 245 to win by KO or TKO. Gaethje's plus 440, man. That's money. That's easy money. Paddy plus 500. Paddy to win by sub is plus 140. Gaethje plus 2,700. But think about that for 1 second. Gaethje plus 440 to win by KO TKO. Fighting out of Safford, Arizona, the former interim UFC lightweight and BMF champion, the number 4 ranked UFC lightweight contender in the world. Oh, Justin, the highlight. Gaethje. Gotta love him, man. He's one of those guys who, when he's gone, you're really going to miss him. Really going to miss him. Paddy's younger. He's a better grappler. Look at the two. Gaethje looks bigger. Oh, that look from Gaethje. He does not like this kid. You don't usually see Gaethje. They touch him up, but Gaethje's staring holes through him. He doesn't like him. Oh, wait, yes. We are ready. It is main event time. UFC 324, MMA Weekly. Like, subscribe. Let's go. And come on, Goddard. Come on, Goddard. They're just bouncing and staring at each other. Let's go, Goddard. Building that moment. Go. Start the clock. Round 1. Let's go. They touch him up. Gaethje in the black trunks, coming right at him from the jump, showing no fear of the Englishman right away. And, of course, we're looking at that from Gaethje. This is something that he loves to get in that pocket, stand and trade. He's willing to eat one of yours to see if you're willing to eat one of his. And he likes that bet every time, that he's going to eat yours better than you're going to eat his. And that's been the case so many times, although he has been finished 5 times. The violent end to the Max Holloway fight comes to mind. Oliveira finished him. Khabib finished him. You know what I'm saying? It's been done. But he's also been the one handing out some serious punishment in his UFC career and his MMA career, overall as a whole. Obviously Justin Gaethje with a ton of knockouts, 20 knockouts in his career. 407 left. Big jab from Gaethje sends Pimblett back into the fence, and Paddy with an overhand right sails over the head of Gaethje. Just under 4 minutes left in round number 1. Paddy the Baddy with a kick to the leg, and now Gaethje coming right at him. And he obviously will risk life and limb. Whenever he comes down to start throwing that uppercut and dips down to the right a little bit, Paddy's going to kick him. Gaethje throwing heavy shots coming in on Pimblett. Showing no fear. Big left. Oh, Paddy gets rocked again. I don't think he's going to last long in this fight. Tagged again. That's it. Gaethje on top. Paddy Pimblett fighting to survive. The hype train is crashing down all over Vegas right now. Gaethje on top of Pimblett. Pimblett turtled up on his knees and elbows, and Gaethje trying to reach underneath from the front for a choke, unable to get it. 3:10 remaining, and again, you're Gaethje. You don't want to gas out on the ground here. You don't want to be on the ground with this dude, this jiu-jitsu ace, multiple degree black belt. Yeah, he lets him up. Now comes right back at him, striking. Gaethje always drops down like this, and Paddy's looking for knees, kicks, and uppercuts as well. And again, the octagon's a little slippery from some of these logos that are painted on, but Gaethje has tagged Pimblett multiple times here in round number 1. Unbelievable, man. 2:40 left in round number 1. Paddy collecting himself, throwing a head kick. Oh, and he slipped trying to throw another kick on another painted logo. Yeah, and Gaethje does not want to go down to the ground with him for the most part. Paddy with the hook to the right side of the face of Gaethje, and now an uppercut of the chin. 2 good shots landed by Pimblett as Gaethje continues to race in and slipping a little bit on these logos painted on the octagon. Again, I keep repeating it, but it's happening over and over. Slippery, man, putting them on skates in there. 2:10 in round number 1. The interim lightweight championship on the line in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Justin Gaethje looking to win it for the second time. Paddy Pimblett in the biggest fight of his career from Liverpool, England. One of the biggest stars in the sport. Gaethje's got his back. They're standing up against the cage. Just under 2 minutes left in round number 1 of this interim title fight, the main event at UFC 324. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease on MMA Weekly. Can you tell how much fun I'm having? Hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Numbers going through the roof. Thank you for watching and being here. Oh, Paddy missed with a huge right. Gaethje caught him with a shovel on the way out. Paddy looking a little bit tired. Gaethje breathing a little heavy, chasing him around the octagon, and Gaethje kind of looking like Pimblett ducking him a little bit, and looks like Paddy timing up the counters pretty well. Gaethje's going to have to be careful. Push kick from Paddy. 1:10 left in round number 1. Significant strikes, 28-23 for Justin Gaethje, who lands a right. Pimblett lands a counter left. Oh, man. Nasty intentions. Paddy Pimblett gets time from the ref. I don't think there was an eye poke. I don't think Paddy was calling for timeout. What's happening here? Why are you stopping the fight, Goddard? Let's see. Was there an eye poke? Oh, there was. There was definitely an eye poke. Gaethje stuck his hand out like that. And I don't know if he took a point or a warning. Yeah, just a warning. Gaethje just kind of stuck his hand out. And he did. He stuck his hand out and stuck his finger in just like that on his face. And, that's not something you want to keep doing. That'll cost you a point at some point. And we saw what happened with the cheater Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall earlier this year, or late last year. What a joke that was. But Paddy the Baddy, it wasn't even a bad eye poke, dude. It's not even red. Let's go. I don't know what it is. I just don't like this guy. I really don't like him. I've never liked Paddy the Baddy. I'm not a fan. Whatever. I don't hate him. I just, you know what? He hasn't earned his spot and where he's gotten. So Gaethje gets a warning there. Paddy is landing pretty good there, and Gaethje had the hand open, and now Paddy comes in right out of the break and goes right at Gaethje. 50 seconds left in round number 1. Very competitive round. I don't know how I'd call this one. Maybe Gaethje because he's thrown a lot more, but we'll see. He tends to drop down as he's coming in, and that's where you can eat an uppercut or a kick, and you got to be really careful against Pimblett there. And then Gaethje, obviously he did against Chandler, wore him down. Oh, Gaethje with a couple of big rights. Oh, and another one. Paddy countering, and Gaethje and Paddy going back and forth, firing bombs at one another. Woo-hoo! Yeah. 25 seconds left, round number 1. What a round. Paddy the Baddy has impressed me a lot in this fight so far. I want to say that. He's a jiu-jitsu ace, and they're kind of in the clinch right now up against the cage, and Gaethje drops down, and they pop out of there. 10 seconds left in what could be anybody's round. Gaethje underneath the spinning elbow. 5 seconds left in the round. 4, 3. Gaethje tries a leg kick. End of round number 1. Wow. Hey, I'll tell you what. Paddy Pimblett stood right there, firing back and forth with Justin Gaethje. He's making, signals to the crowd like, let's go. He's got him in the palm of his hand. And Gaethje's a really popular fighter too, so I can't really tell, because I don't have the sound on my TV, who more cheers are for. Can you tell, Scott? I don't know. I don't know. Scott's in the building. Gaethje and Paddy breathing heavy after a round that just saw them throw at a ridiculous rate. I got to see what the numbers are in this round in terms of the, you know, Trevor telling Gaethje don't go too low as he's coming in throwing. He's going way down, and I pointed that out quite a few times. And Gaethje has hit Paddy pretty hard multiple times in that round, so Paddy Pimblett has a chin. This just in. I thought a couple of times that was going to be the end of the line for her, but she has got a chin, to say the least. As we get set for round number 2, Scott, Paddy Pimblett, Englishman against Justin Gaethje, the American, the interim lightweight championship in the UFC. Round number 2, go, Scott. Wow. Right to the center they come. Gaethje loves to drop down super low. Whitman's already telling him, like, don't do that, bro. Gaethje's sweating a little bit. I know that, when you take a couple of shots from a power puncher like Gaethje and you take them the way Paddy did, that can play games in the mind of someone like him. So, wow, this guy's taking a couple of my biggest shots and it doesn't seem like it really has phased him all that much, but it has. They add up. They hurt. Gaethje continuing to press forward. Home runs. Gaethje hasn't been throwing as many leg kicks in this fight as he always loved to do. Oh, now he gets right up in there with Paddy the Baddy and gets up under the neck as they were face to face. Gaethje standing underneath. And now he's got that almost like the front face lock, and they're on the ground, and Gaethje throws a couple of knees, but Paddy's got the legs and the hands on the mat now, which means, no knee to the down opponent, to the head of a down opponent. But Gaethje lets him up. He does not want to be on the ground or grappling with Paddy the Baddy. Inside of 4 minutes left, round number 2 of this interim lightweight championship, and Gaethje staggers Paddy with a jab, knocks him back as Paddy was coming in being aggressive. And we've got some swelling above the right eye. Justin Gaethje, nice kick from Gaethje, hits the leg of Paddy the Baddy, who comes up with a head kick, misses wildly. Gaethje coming in right in the clinch now, throwing big shots. Oh, the elbow from Gaethje misses. Paddy coming off swinging, though. Every time Gaethje Lee Singing has up against the cage, Paddy coming off swinging wildly. 3:15 left in round number 2. What a fight this is. I give all the credit in the world to Paddy Pimblett. Much better than I thought he was, although Gaethje lands a couple of big shots there. And this dude's got a chin and a half, Paddy the Baddy. Very, very impressive chin. 3 minutes left, round 2. Gaethje again closing the distance. Paddy misses with a wild uppercut. And anytime you're in danger of getting the lights turned out if you're Pimblett. And if you're Gaethje, the way he races in, obviously you've seen it before where he gets caught, where his momentum turns into power for the other puncher or the kick, and we saw that with Max in the center of the octagon with Holloway in that BMF all-time classic. 2:30 left in the round. Gaethje's landed 51 headshots. Think about that. To 30 for Paddy the Baddy. 26 lower body for Pimblett, though, to 10 for Gaethje. I think Gaethje's up a round, and then I think he's winning this round. I mean, I'm biased toward him, so obviously that plays in at times, and you don't want to, think too much about that. But man, live right here. And again, Paddy minus 230 coming in, Gaethje plus 190. We've already had John Silva defeat Arnold Allen, Natalia Silva, Rose Namajunas, both those unanimous decision. Waldo Cortez Acosta, second round TKO over Derek Lewis. Sean O'Malley, unanimous decision over Song Yadong. And now Justin Gaethje racing in on Paddy Pimblett again, lands a couple of shots, and again grabs him by the face and takes him down with that sort of like guillotine type of choke from the front. And it's been very effective. And now Paddy's turtled up on the ground, eating punches from Gaethje, who's just got him locked up right here. Talk about some wrestling. There it is from Justin Gaethje, slamming a knee into the rib cage of Paddy Pimblett. Under 1.5 left, round number 2. Again, this is 5. Number 1, it's a main event. Number 2, it's an interim title fight. So I don't think it's going 5 like Lewis and Acosta. But man, oh man, my AZ fighters, Cortez Acosta, O'Malley, and Gaethje, back to back to back. Gotta love it, man. All these years with all these guys and girls, and Gaethje hanging on to that front of Paddy the Baddy and just threw him down by his jaw. Oh, now Gaethje coming right back in. 1 minute left in the round. Paddy looking visibly tired, breathing heavily through the mouth, arms kind of lowering. Gaethje stalking his prey. sees that opening. Paddy might be trying to bait him a little bit, though. Very smart fighter. What he did to Chandler. Oh, Gaethje with a big overhand right knocks him down. Up against the fence. Paddy is curled up. Gaethje landing big shots. We got 40 seconds left in the round. Can Paddy Pimblett survive the onslaught from the highlight? Justin Gaethje looking to create another highlight to put that interim belt around his waist one more time. Oh, big shot from Gaethje. Busts open the right eye of Paddy the Baddy. Blood squirts out instantly. 20 seconds left. 2 knockdowns now for Justin Gaethje. 15 seconds left in round number 2. Gaethje gets up. Doesn't want to eat an up kick here. 10 seconds left in the round. Don't eat an up kick. Don't get submitted. Get careful with that up kick. Oh, Gaethje jumps on him. Ground and pound, furiously firing away over and all the big right hand. And another one. Look out, and the round's over. Oh,
5 more seconds and he was done.
Saved by the Bell, if there's ever been Saved by the Bell, and his face is busted up, bleeding everywhere. The right eye, the bridge of the nose. Paddy Pimblett got worked at the end of that round by Justin Gaethje, who finally found enough power in that right hand and the connectivity to drop him again, and then just the onslaught of ground and pound. He's got scrapes from the cage. He's got 2 black eyes. He's got blood pouring out of his nose.
They're looking at the replay, and it looks like another eye poke.
If that's the case, he would take a point. He would take a point if that's the case. Oh, the thumb. Oh, the thumb of Gaethje's left hand when he came in for the jab. It raked him. It was a jab and his thumb sticking out the side of the glove. That's not an eye poke. That's a punch where his thumb just happened to hit him in a bad spot. I don't think that's an eye poke. Oh, Goddard is looking at it on the replay. Is that an automatic deduction? If that is, then Gaethje could be, wow, all right, let's go. Let's start round 3. Wow, okay. That was an awkward start to the round, too, by the UFC and the prod team. But we got it. 4:50 left. Right on it, Scott. Oh, Paddy tries to throw a kick, slip back. Gaethje threw a punch that grazed the top of his head, and now, I mean, the eye is compromised. It's bleeding everywhere. Blood's pouring out of the nose from Paddy Pimblett. But again, Gaethje's walked into some counters, and Paddy's certainly, playing possum a little bit, possibility here. Coming forward with the jab is Paddy. And Gaethje's kind of like, I think he's like resting within the round here with under 4:30 left in round 3. Because that onslaught, when you throw that many punches with that much heat on them in such a short period of time, man, you gas the hell out. And so both guys just kind of like slowly re-energizing here. If this were a video game, you'd see like that battery thing above their head, like re-energizing right now. And 4 minutes left in round 3. What a fight, man. Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett, all the credit in the world to Paddy the Baddy. I'll never make fun of this dude again. He's taken a big amount of punishment from Gaethje, and he's still right in the center of that octagon throwing down. Give him all the credit in the world, man. He has not been in trouble like this in the octagon, and we saw it coming with Gaethje. But Paddy's still fighting in there, and he comes forward with the right, eats a left counter from Gaethje. But that right eye of Pimblett is really scorched up right through here. It's cut. There's blood coming down. It doesn't seem like it's going to affect his vision. But he's got scrapes here, cuts here, scrapes here, blood coming out of his nose. Gaethje had a little bit of swelling in his right eye, but Paddy's is really bad. And again, that left hand coming from Gaethje, it'll be harder for Pimblett to see. The blood's coming down the side, though. It's not going into the eye or pooling anywhere, which is nice, But Gaethje up to a 74% win probability now with 3 minutes left in round number 3. What a fight. Thank you for being here with us live on MMA Weekly, at MMA Weekly, at Jim Grease _ on social media. And of course, keep on hitting that like button, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube. Gaethje looks a little gassed in this round. He's not throwing as much at all. He's still pressuring and coming forward, but he's been reserving that right hand a little bit. Now a wild exchange from the highlight. 2:35 left in the round, but Paddy's more composed, standing behind the jab in the middle of the octagon with all kinds of blood trickling down his face. But getting back to basics, just standing behind the jab in the center of the octagon is going over well for him right now. So the over-under at 2.5 rounds, the over was -115, and we just hit the over. So congrats if you hit that. Oh, Paddy with a big head kick, just missed. The blood's pouring down from his right eye. And again, Gaethje normally throws a ton of leg kicks. He hasn't been doing that as much in this fight. It must be something that they saw from Paddy the Baddy on tape to where they don't want to necessarily, do that. And again, Gaethje, the Division I wrestler, hasn't used a ton of wrestling in his career, but has used it a little bit tonight, not in terms of takedowns, but in terms of body control. And then, of course, Paddy Pimblett, the multiple degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. And man, what a fight this has been for Gaethje so far. But Paddy the Baddy got plenty of life left. This one not over by any stretch as Gaethje continues to come on. He gets low on the way in. You just worry about the kicks and the knees, man. But he's always been fighting that way, just coming on in. And he's just, again, he'll eat one of yours to trade, one of his. And he believes in his, obviously, more than yours. The distant strikes, and 94% on the punches for Gaethje, who just ate a big right hand. Oh, and a nice stiff jab from Paddy as Gaethje came in. That hurt Justin a little bit. Gaethje's a little bit wobbly. I don't know if it's fatigue from throwing so many powerful punches or if it's that Paddy might have stunned him a little bit there. But the jab is landing a little bit for Paddy, and that little shovel coming up has as well. Oh, and then straight into the groin, a low blow from Paddy Pimblett with 53 seconds left in round number 3. He threw a jumping knee or kick of some sort and just right down the pipe and right into the nether regions of the highlight. Yeah, so he threw a running knee, running jumping knee, and it just bang right into, and I'm talking Bella's right into, there's a perfect, oh, geez. Oh, I got my kids. I got 3 of them. But man, that'll make your life flash before your eyes. I don't know. So our clock is obviously still running, but 45 seconds into the official timeout, they are back with 50 seconds left in the round. Paddy in the middle of the octagon throws a leg kick, coming at Justin with a jab. Paddy Pimblett looking fresh here. Blood pouring out of his nose, out from the side of his eye, but no damage in this round at all from Justin Gaethje. And I don't think he was really Gaethje. I don't think Gaethje had a lot of energy in this round. After all that he put out at the end of round number 2, yeah, Paddy the Baddy, 40-21, significant strikes over Gaethje in this round. Round 1, 36-35 Gaethje. Round 2, 43-22. So a clear win in round 2 for Gaethje. Very close in round 1. This a clear round for Paddy Pimblett. Oh, a big right from Gaethje. Stuns Paddy the Baddy. He's taking a lot of big shots in this fight, man. His chin is there. His chin is there. You want to stay off that monster can in the middle of the octagon. And that's the end of round number 3. What a fight, man. Gaethje took the knee to the groin in that round. He looked a little gassed from the round before when he threw so much and could not get the finish. That was a Pimblett round there. And Gaethje's still looking a little tired. We've seen him bounce back and rejuvenate and get that energy going and win fights like this before. Recalibrate a little bit there. Get some electrolytes and coconut water. Who's winning? You know what? We're through 3, and I'd say 29-28 Gaethje. Pimblett won that last round for sure. I think Gaethje won the first 2. But again, they were looking at a possibility of a point deduction from Gaethje. So his coach, Trevor Whitman's telling him, keep it together, keep your composure, keep your hands in tight. Stop getting too crazy coming in, and I'm paraphrasing here as well. But, man, what are you guys thinking? Gaethje or Pimblett? Round number 4. They're telling Gaethje, don't get lazy, don't get sloppy. We are ready for round. Look at Paddy's face. Mouse is under both eyes. And start the clock, Scott. Round 4. Let's go. Gaethje coming forward right away. His coach said don't be lazy. But, again, you don't want to walk right into the firefight. And Paddy looks like he's comfortable in there now. He was able to pick Justin apart in the last round and win that round. So, they're saying you got to back him up. Gaethje's been backing Pimblett up the whole fight. And Paddy does a really good job, man. He takes his head off the center line. He's not easy to hit, although Gaethje's landed a lot of big shots tonight. A lot of guys would have been finished already, and Paddy Pimblett, who's kicking away right now, has managed to survive. He's swollen huge under both eyes. He's got blood coming down here, blood pouring out here. And, again, underneath his eyes, hugely swollen, but he's still fighting. And he looks crisp, and he looks sharp, and he's, sprawls for a takedown, can't get it. Shot for a takedown. Gaethje sprawled. So now they're literally head-to-head again turtled up on the ground with Gaethje's got his hands up underneath. He's done this several times in the fight tonight, dragging Paddy around the octagon, trying to keep him there. And again, the Division I wrestler, but he has to be careful because Paddy the Baddy is a obviously multiple degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And Gaethje comes up with a big left, grazed the side of the head of Paddy the Baddy, the second degree black belt in BJJ. Man, 3:33 left in round number 4. Gaethje caught the kick and threw Pimblett to the ground, showing some strength there. Gaethje ducks under a left, comes right in, chest to chest against the cage now, pinning Paddy the Baddy up against the metal of the fence and then throwing body shot after body shot at him, trying to just take a little bit more out of that tank one by one. Paddy definitely slowed down a little bit after last round, looking super crisp, outstriking Gaethje in a big way in round number 3, but not so far in 4. He's looking a little tired. He's got the big mouses under his eyes. He's got the blood pouring here and here. Gaethje with another right. Man, these guys warriors, man. I don't know how they're still standing out there. Gaethje's got his back now up against the fence, and we'll see what he does with this against the second degree jiu-jitsu black belt, who's got a much better chin than I ever thought he did, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Well, Gaethje staggers him again with a right and a left and another right. Paddy stumbling around the octagon. Remember Daniel Cormier when Jones kicked his leg out in Anaheim? Kind of looked like that. But this dude's got huge black eyes, blood everywhere, and he's still, man, just still coming at him. Still looking clean and crisp, keeping his composure, Paddy Pimblett. Oh, Gaethje with a big overhand right. Comes in and eats one. Delivers another big right, just a crusher to the jaw. I don't know how Paddy Pimblett is still alive, let alone standing and fighting in this octagon right now against Justin Gaethje. I do not know. I have gained a tremendous amount of respect for Paddy Pimblett tonight, who eats another big right hand from Gaethje, and you can see his face going, oh, man, under 2 minutes left now in round number 4. What a fight. What a performance. What a night right here on MMA Weekly. This is the greatest job in the history of the entire world, and I love every second of it. Gaethje, big knees. Oh, man. He caught him on the side of the hip with a knee. We're talking about 1:30 left in round 4. Paddy's still got it in him, though. The right counter shot with the right momentum coming forward from Gaethje, and we could see a knockout. So Gaethje being a little more careful, coming in behind that jab. He's got a lot of power in that jab. He's got power in everything. Hasn't been a Justin Gaethje fight like normal with a ton of leg kicks, because obviously when you're fighting a guy like Paddy and he's a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, you got to be careful of those takedowns. Gaethje landed a left. Paddy coming back, missed with a right counter. Now Gaethje catches a kick, puts the leg down, and I'm talking blood everywhere, blood here. Huge black eyes from Paddy Pimblett, who misses with a wild spinning elbow that would have turned the lights out on Gaethje, who's got blood coming down his back from Paddy Pimblett's nose. Gaethje coming in behind the jab again. 45 seconds left in round number 4. Significant strikes in round 4. 33 of 48 for Gaethje. 22 of 42 for Paddy the Baddy. So Gaethje reclaiming control of this fight in round number 4 with 30 seconds left. What a fight. What a night. This is great. Oh, Paddy misses with a wild shot. Gaethje with a jab. 24 seconds left. 20 seconds left now in round number 4. Paddy throwing crazy kicks. Gaethje going to the body. 15 seconds left. Paddy with a leg kick. Paddy throwing huge, trying to make Justin, and Gaethje slips. And now Gaethje takes his back. 8 seconds left in the round. 7, 6, 5. Gaethje pounding away from the back of Paddy the Baddy and shoves him. Oh, just missed with a violent head kick at the end of round number 4. Paddy Pimblett raises his arm, screaming to the fans. He's got blood pouring out of the nose, blood pouring down here. Huge, huge swollen eyes. His forehead, he looks like the Elephant Man. Like another round of that kind of punishment. He's going to look like Joanna Jędrzejczyk against Zhang Wei Li in March of 2020, right before COVID shut the world down on that Izzy Romero card. Remember Joanna? She was like, and she's a beautiful woman. And to see that happen to her face, and oh, man. So Gaethje, 148 to 134, significant strikes. Wow. Number 4 against number 5. Are you kidding me, man? This is one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. Typical Justin Gaethje fighting, 37 years old. A loss might be the end of the line for him. Trevor Whitman imploring him one more round. get that interim belt one more time. Turn back this dude. Paddy Pimblett. Both eyes completely swollen, cut everywhere, blood pouring. Justin Gaethje stalking his prey from across the octagon. Round number 5. Anything can happen, and it's the main event of a title fight. Let's go, Scott. They hug it out in the center of the octagon before they start. Wow. Paddy's earned a lot of respect tonight, not just from me, from Justin, from all kinds of people everywhere for this performance, man. What a job by Paddy Pimblett. An onslaught of abuse and punishment from Justin Gaethje, and he's still right there. Oh, Gaethje slips and falls on the monster can again. Oh, Paddy connects with a knee to Gaethje. Oh, Gaethje with a big right hand. Oh, man, some major shots landed, and Gaethje with another powerful right. Paddy just keeps on eating these shots over and over. Now Gaethje pushes him up against the fence, man. Wow. Yeah, Paddy needs a finish to win this fight. You know what I mean? Gaethje's definitely up on all the cards, and a big right hand from Gaethje. Hasn't changed his fighting style at all. Continues to march forward. I'd say Gaethje 3-1. Paddy won round 3. Paddy won round 3, but other than that, oh, Gaethje better be careful. He's in there like this. You know, hey, come on. In that main target area. Now Gaethje's not. He's going to die on his sword. I mean, this is a career with 20 knockouts. This has been made and forged in fire in fights just like this. He's not going to stop now. But he maybe should think about it because he's playing with major house money. Oh, and he just took a big right hand. Now he's looking to counter. And now they clench up in the middle again. And Gaethje very strong in that clench against Paddy. That might have saved him a little bit there. The blood continuing to pour from Paddy Pimblett. And Gaethje just doesn't want to walk in. You know, he's got a 70% chance to win now, according to the live fight odds. You know, and Gaethje's been hit a few times in this fight. Oh, man. It's always during a breakaway that Gaethje's landed big shots. Paddy shoots a takedown, unable to score it. Oh, I don't know. Okay. And they're soaking wet, and Paddy's got blood everywhere. Trying so hard chest to chest to score the takedown on Gaethje. Now throwing knees up against the cage on Justin. Under 3 minutes left in this fight. Paddy Pimblett doesn't really have any other path to victory than a finish here. Can he secure it with that second-degree black belt or a KO TKO against Justin Gaethje? 147 significant strikes for Paddy the Baddy. His previous best was 106. Gaethje with 165. His previous best was 143. Both guys setting PRs for significant strikes in this fight. 2:28 remaining in round 5. They dance and twist and turn up against the fence with Paddy the Baddy looking for a takedown desperately here. 2:20 left in this interim title fight, trying to get UFC gold around his waist for the first time, even on an interim. Oh, 2 big rights from Justin, and then an uppercut. Oh, my God, his eyes swollen shut. Paddy Pimblett is a warrior, man. I'll never say a negative word about this guy again in my life. He proved everything wrong that I thought about him and what many people thought about him. Not only does he deserve to be here, he's being worked and being dominated. I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's going to last 5 minutes against a guy like Topuria, but I give him all the credit in the world. He has endured a brutal beating at the hands of Justin Gaethje, and he just keeps on coming. He just keeps on coming, man. This reminds you of some of the other fights in UFC history where, you know, one guy just took so much punishment and just will not quit, will not go down, and that's Paddy Pimblett. Blood pouring from everywhere, straight down his nose. His eyes are swollen, almost shut, and he just landed a big right hand on Gaethje. You got 120 left until Justin Gaethje's the interim champion again at lightweight. Paddy with a flying knee. Oh, man. A right from Pimblett staggers Gaethje. And, oh, Paddy's landing. Uh-oh, Gaethje better watch out. A minute left in the fight, and Paddy the Baddy started landing some big shots. Now knees up against the cage. Justin trying to hold on. Got a minute left in this fight. What a comeback win this would be for Paddy Pimblett. And Gaethje trying with everything he has not to gas out and not to have that body let him down now. He's done so well in this fight and landed so many big shots. But Pimblett refusing to quit or even lose. What a fight. This main event, I mean, they're both getting to 50K. Man, oh, man. 35 seconds left in round 5. Justin up against the cage, chest to chest against 30 seconds left. Will he do what he did against Max in last 10 seconds, do a firefight? I don't know. But Paddy has outstruck Justin in round 5, and he did in round 3. But other than that, it's been Gaethje. But round 1 was like a one-punch difference on significant strikes. So it still could go either way. This 5th round is Paddy's. Unbelievable to win this round and not only refuse to lose or go down. Oh, Gaethje just got badly hurt. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow, what a fight. Badly hurt Gaethje at the end, and Paddy Pimblett completely swollen shut, his eyes, blood everywhere. What a performance by Paddy. What a performance. He took a beating all night long, and he won that 5th round. He outstruck Gaethje in the 5th round, and I think he won the 3rd. I think Gaethje barely won the 1st, but it's coming down to that 1st round. How many fights do we see this, right? Where literally to come down to that opening round, and, so much of that round you're feeling each other out, and it's like coaches will tell you, man, don't waste that 1st round. You might need it. By around that one and a half minute mark of round number 1, you better be grooving, because you don't want to throw away a round by not really doing anything early in a fight, in a feel out process. Now, 5 rounds is a little different than 3, but you know what I'm saying. But man, I think Gaethje is this is a I don't even, what I'll say, I'd say 48-47, possibly 49-46 for Gaethje. But I think Paddy won 2 rounds. You got to give him the 5th, right? You got to give him the 5th, and you got to give him the 3rd. But there's no way Pimblett won that fight. There's no way. So Gaethje's the interim champ, and who knows what happens now with Ilia Topuria. Sarukian's out there. It's going to be a fun press conference tonight on MMA Weekly, right after the fights with Scott on site at T-Mobile Arena. It's going to be fun. So we'll probably, I'm guessing, wrap this thing up as soon as we get the decision. Is that right, Scott? If you can hear me or not. We await the decision. Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. Justin Gaethje looking to win another war in the octagon. This would be his 27th win. Did not pick up knockout or TKO number 21. So he's looking for win number 27 in his 2nd interim championship. And Paddy the Baddy, biggest fight of his career, looking for win number 24. It would be his 7th win by decision. Bruce Buffer, ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score it 48-47, 49-46, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision and new interim lightweight champion. It is Gaethje. It has to be. Justin, the highlight, Gaethje. There he is with the belt around his waist again. A performance of a lifetime for a guy who's got a ton of them at 37 years of age. But all the respect in the world to Paddy Pimblett for taking that beating. His face is completely destroyed, and he just kept on going. He refused to be knocked down, refused to be knocked out. There's a lot of fight in that dog, and I will say this, and I will come humbly before you, and I will say this directly into your eyes. I was wrong about Paddy Pimblett. I don't know how good he really is. I don't know if he's a top 5 guy. I don't know where Gaethje stands at this point. I'm not just saying in terms of overall skill, because he did get dominated for most of this fight tonight. So Gaethje, an amazing life. Thank God every day for my parents. I hope if you're a parent, you can be for your kids what my parents were for me. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Justin Gaethje with a big win, and a Paddy the Baddy really showing up and showing out tonight, man. I was so impressed by what Pimblett was able to do tonight in this fight, although Gaethje landed a million big shots. I guess it's more like the chin and the fight of Paddy the Baddy that I'm more impressed with. I don't know about the skill, but even so, in that 5th round and the 3rd round, like, he looked crisp. He was able to composure after taking big punishment. So I thought he did everything and more than I thought he was going to do tonight. He did everything he could except win. So a big win for Justin Gaethje, now the interim champion, and we'll see what happens next. I'm waiting for Joe to get to the I just showed you why that is a must. Champions keep moving forward. Yes, they do. So we'll get to what's next in a minute in this interview. And, of course, the press conference coming your way here on MMA Weekly. But what an incredible night of fights at UFC 324. We'll recap it for you in a minute. But an incredible fight. This is the best sport in the world. There's nothing like it. Unbelievable, man. And we are just getting started on MMA Weekly. We've been doing this since the pandemic, but man, we're building, we're growing, big numbers again tonight. Really appreciate you. It really is crazy. It really is crazy when you think about the punishment that Paddy Pimblett took and just kept on coming forward tonight. Gaethje said, "Hey, I was hurting him. I need to trust my coach." He said, "Put your head in his chest," and some mean ground and pound, that kind of thing. So they told me to trust in my grappling, and I did. It did. Gaethje grappled more tonight than I've seen him do it in a long time. He said he worked really hard on it. I don't prefer it, but hey, do what I just did. So let's see. It was an incredible honor, incredible fight, and incredible war. Enjoy your victory. I look forward to seeing you fight for the title. I just want to thank the UFC for allowing me to be in this position. It's like my 11th main event. What a special feeling. It sure is. Justin Gaethje, man, another win for the highlight. And I don't know if you're right there, Scott, what the plan is. Just let me know. But Gaethje by unanimous decision over Paddy Pimblett in the main event. Sean O'Malley, unanimous decision in the co-main over Song Yadong. Waldo Cortez Acosta with a TKO over Derek Lewis. He's going to get $50K for that, I would say. Natalia Silva defeated Rose Namajunas by unanimous decision, and John Silva defeated Honor Allen also by unanimous decision. The main event on the prelims, Davison Figueiredo missed weight and ran away from Umar Nurmagomedov all night. Umar won by unanimous decision, as O'Malley did. So I guess maybe we'll see Merab Dvalishvili and Petr Yan for that fight. I thought O'Malley could have snuck in with a convincing KO, but no, wasn't able to do it. So he won the fight, and we'll see if Merab and Yan fight next, who O'Malley gets. Love to see O'Malley on the White House card against Corey Sandhagen, or anybody for that matter. And lined up for that right now, as is Paddy the Baddy. Gaethje's lined up for the White House card. How great would it be to have Justin Gaethje on the White House card in his final fight? How great would that be? I want to see Jones on there. I want to see Gaethje on there. I want to see Poirier if he comes back on there. I want to see O'Malley on there. I think that's going to be fun. But some big cards coming up. March in Vegas, April in Miami, right? We have one next week. That's February's. So January, February, back to back. And then we wait till March 7th. We wait till April 11th. 7-11, baby. You know what I'm saying? But a nice job by Paddy Pimblett tonight. Paddy the Baddy. He just wants to say a few things, and he's great on the mic. He had the whole arena dancing and rocking, wearing his wigs. A win by Paddy tonight, leading him into a title fight, would have flipped the sport on its ear and turned everything completely upside down. It would have been awesome. It would have been awesome. Paddy won rounds 1, 3, and 5. Oh, come on, bro. This dude's from England. Taporia eats Paddy. Yeah, no, I think Ilya destroys either one of these guys. I don't want to say that because I love Justin, and I always loved this dude for the longest time, known him, worked with him a lot when he was coming up, and love the guy, right? But Ilya Taporia is on another level right now. He might be the best in the world. Now, remember Mickey in the Rocky movies, women weaken legs, and that's happening to Taporia right now. So hopefully he bounces out of that, and this transcendent generational athlete does not get taken down, as we've seen happen so many times, by someone who I will not say anything else about right now, because all I can do is get myself in trouble. So a good night, though, man. Wow. And only one finish on the main card. 4 unanimous decisions. You had 4 TKOs in a row on the prelims, and then nothing but decisions all the way through. The one knockout from Cortez Acosta, and then after that, man, it's just crazy. There's Gaethje with his family. Such nice people. Always got his brother with him, his mom, his pops. Known them forever, too. And a big win for O'Malley, a big win for Cortez Acosta. And so many great things happening in the UFC right now. And don't forget, running it back, man. Running it back. How about that? We are running this thing back. Next week, we'll be here on MMA Weekly. How about that? Volkanovski and Lopez, too, next week, right? And then you have no more numbered events, but you've got some big fight nights coming up in Vegas and in Houston. How about Strickland and Hernandez in Houston coming up? We might have to break our pay-per-view rule and put a couple of these on. Moreno and Almabayev, but that Strickland Hernandez fight, 3 and 4 in that division. Bautista and Oliveira, that's pretty good too. So looking forward to that. But man, what a nice night. A very, very nice night. And just super excited to be here with you. Show after show, pay-per-view after pay-per-view. And the UFC turning corners again, running 100 million commercials and spray painting the octagon so it's like an ice skating rink. But hey, live and learn, right? You know what I'm saying? With age comes wisdom. So yeah, Paddy did get dog walked. So, and thank you, by the way, to all of you. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for likes, the shares, the subscribes, hitting that bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content. We will be back next week. This is going to be great. Just no time at all between shows. Volkanovski and Lopez as they kick off the Perriman era with back-to-back. Volkanovski and Lopez, Hooker, and Benoit Saint-Denis. That's going to be a war. Holy crap. Tai Tuivasa, Fiziev and Ruffy. Oh, that's a good Junior Tafa. That's a good card, man. I'm looking forward to that one next week. And then, of course, March 7th and April 11th in Vegas and Miami. Big fights coming up as the UFC hitting its stride. You know, the best sport in the world just continues to get better and better and better. Scott, are you there? Scott Peterson on site in Vegas in the press room. I'm wondering if he's going to go live to the press conference after this and how long we'll be here live on MMA Weekly. But we'll do this all night. You know me. I'll sit here till 4 a.m. But man, oh man, what a night for Gaethje. And he's going to have a lot to say to the press. Dana will as well. There's going to be a lot of things in the aftermath. Who gets the shot at 35, right? Where does Waldo Cortez Acosta go from here? How about John Silva? How about Natalia Silva? Where does she go from here? Title shots coming for these fighters. It's going to be a lot of fun to see where the chips fall at 35, at heavyweight, at featherweight, women's side at 125. So many questions answered tonight, but as always the case with the UFC, questions get answered, more get asked. Jim Grease, call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ Thanking you so much for being here on MMA Weekly. Live coverage. UFC 324 back next week at 325. Make sure you come and hang out with us. And as always, keep coming back for more on MMA Weekly, the world's largest independently owned MMA website. Over 20 years bringing you the greatest content. Sports. From Scott Peterson, Jim Greasehaber, calling the books. The night belongs to Justin Gaethje.